Coming from the vault was the 2015 NEAFL Grand Final in a thriller, NT Thunder v Aspley Hornets. Taking coaching role in 2014 with NT Thunder was pretty exciting. We had a pretty good year that year. We played in the prelim final, I remember, the Sydney Swans, and we're up at half time, and then we went down and lost the game by 50 odd points in the end. So it was pretty disappointing to not, I guess, go another step further in 2014. So I guess winning, the coach of the year that year for the NEAFL was certainly it was a great honour, but I think it was a reflection of the NT Thunder and the staff and the people that we had working there at the time. And so going into the 2015 season, we had a fair bit of confidence that we knew that we had a great support staff. We had great people working there. We prided ourselves on being a really good club and being strong over two seasons, or being a competitive team for a long period of time. And like I said, coming off the 2014 season, we wanted to back that up, which was great. Winning the last 10 games of the season, then going into finals, we had a lot of confidence in our ability to be able to have an impact in finals and play good footy. And I guess the reality of NT Thunder is that people are coming from all over the NT. Training Tuesday and Thursday nights. You don't have your full squad together the whole time, but I think you've got to take your hats off on for everyone that played a game that year. In particular, guys like Liam Patrick, who had to drive from Largemanu each weekend to play a 9-hour round trip, was phenomenal. Darren Ewing, I think, won goal kicker of the year again that year. Cam Ollett had another great year. Our captain Aaron Motlop led from the front. I can go on. Justin Bugler had a great year down back as well, who played a big part in the season and also the grand final, even though you reckon he got tagged. But Jules Lockwood, Neil VV, I can go on. We had a heap of players that just contributed throughout the whole year. And I guess when you have teams of success, not everyone gets to play in the grand final, but I think everyone that played that year played a major part in us being able to be successful in 2015. And I'm not too sure what the message was, to be honest, what I said to them before the 2015 grand final. I knew that if we could play our way and get the game on our terms, and that was really, we had high pressure, but we knew that if we get the ball in our hands, our skill and our pace would take care of itself. So I think our biggest focus was on being able to put high pressure on the opposition in terms of our tackle pressure, bring the ball to ground and then play the game, like I said, on our terms, and that's a fast game style. To Aspley's credit, in that last quarter they come back and gave it a fair nudge. So, I think it was just really backing our ability. We worked fairly hard to be able to get where we were for that day, to have a home grand final and play in front of our home crowd, family and friends, was something pretty special. And I think a lot of it was just about enjoy the moment as well. Do what we do really well, but enjoy the moment, and the scoreboard will take care of itself. And like I said, we were lucky enough to be able to get the win at the end.
15-16 grand final underway here, and the tap out of the middle. Ryan Smith just couldn't get a clear possession there. They've come in and tie it all up. You're going to expect this right at the start, Gilbert. The pressure will be on. No easy kicks out there, I can tell you that.
No, absolutely. And both sides got away to a good start last week, so they're coming in with great form.
There's still no clear now. Smothering kick on it. And the umpire will sometimes you pick up this free kick, Brenton Toy, earlier on to get the game underway virtually.
Yeah, just open it up a bit. Little Matt Rosier, another Centralian, Gilly.
Yeah, with the Thunder, good to see Eilert, Tambling, Rosier and Smith on the ball in the square.
Kick out wide, long kick out there. Mark taken by Emery. He's a good player, goes in short, finds Cameron Eilert. The skipper's got it. And outside 50, loads it up. It's a good kick. They want Ewing. They've got him down on the floor. They've got his hands on it and dropped it. Handball went out wide towards the boundary line, and Shaney Stiller sees it safely over. Golden moment there for Ewing early on in the match. He dropped it.
Yeah, it looked too easy to get on the outside there. I think it might have been Emery and Co coming in, but a bit of confusion there with Gibson, Turner and Darren Ewing, but they'll sort that out.
Throw in deep in the forward pocket. Territory Thunder down there with it. And Tambling with the run out was pretty good. Gave it off to Cameron Eilert. Goes to the top of the goal square. Good defensive work. Punched it away. Thunder a bit of a chance there. Couldn't get clear with it. Dom Barry under pressure. They hold him up and the umpire will come in and ball it up just as Julian Lockwood got free with the footy.
Interesting clash in the forward line. Reali's on the dangerous.
So the pack going out. A little bit of technical problem here at the moment, but the players going all over the top of it. Gilly, there we lost you there for a moment.
Sorry, Eddie Sainsbury. Yeah, it's good, that's going to be a danger player for the Aspley side.
He's a good player, Sainsbury. Here's the ball loose and running hard at it down there with Shannon Rioli. Couldn't get it rushed over for a minor score, was it?
Yeah.
Fact that
3.
That wasn't a minor score. So they've got it with a short little kick now. And kick two and got his hands on the footy down there, not able to take the mark. It's gross ball towards the boundary line. Thunder on the chase there, couldn't pick it up. That was Ryan Nyhouse. Here's a snap around the body to the top of the goal square, and they drop back. Aspley, good strong mark in defence taken back there by Hutchinson, the fullback. Yeah, look, the Aspley defence holding up quite well at the moment. If they can control possession and get out and take it down the other end, they would have done pretty well to sustain this effort from the offensive effort from Territory Thunder. Hughes gives it off to Gross. It's always a sign, Gilbert, I reckon, of a good team is when you've got possession in defence and you hit targets, and they're going for 4 in a row here. That's another good kick coming out of defence. Yeah, look, in a final, if you can control the ball early and starve the opposition, you're going a long way towards winning the game. Wheater with the ball in front of him, 2 to beat, couldn't get it. Assistance came in quickly from Thomas Motlop. Then they try to break away through him. Another touch from him. And that's Joyce with the tackle. Was pretty good. He draws the free kick. They're just outside 50. So their first foray into 50 about to happen here for the visiting side. Onto the right boot he goes. Deep kick right to the goal square. Gets right over the top. Good defensive punch. And was over for a minor score. Yeah, just interesting there. The Aspley players. That's okay to kick it long. But there was no one front and square to crumb the ball. And there was 3 Thunder players on one Aspley. They can't afford that. Here's the kick out by Bugler. Goes out towards the half-back line. Deep kick. That's a good long kick. Ryan Smith there with the fist. Gets knocked over the boundary line. Good battle there against Forbes. So Forbes and Smith, the 2 ruckmen, they'll go at this all day, won't they? Yeah, that's right. I was watching Forbes in the warm-up. He's a big unit and he's got a good kick on him. But just another interesting matchup down back. Number 34, Eric Hipwood for Aspley being picked up by Ryan Nyhouse. So Hipwood... one of the highly touted sort of draft prospects, and Ryan Nyhouse, another good job. It's another deep penetrating kick down there. Good tackle from the back. Spillage goes out, nearly a free kick, you thought there. Sainsbury got it, couldn't get clear with it. Territory Thunder supporters want a free kick out, but Island goes and does the hard work. They get him high and put him to ground. Ferocious tackle put on by Sainsbury. Kick came out of the pack and went out of bounds on the full. Charlie, I think early the umpires have made a statement. Because they're basically saying, we're not going to play a hole in the ball. You get rid of it and let the game flow on. I don't mind that early because they're letting them know what's going to happen. It's good footy when you get that, isn't it? Thomas Motlop's handball was good. Ryan Smith did the work. Great kick. And off the boot there, a terrific kick went down in the forward line. Ball was dropped, though, and gathered in this time and kicked forward by Gibson Turner. Went to the corridor with the kick. Liam Patrick with the long handball. Great vision from him. Went out very wide with it. Whistle went, though. They're going to bring it back. Forbes is going to get the free kick at the 50-metre line. So Aspley answering everything from Thunder at the moment. It's the kick out wide, searching out here for Hughes. 2 to beat, good fist at the back with VV. Ball towards the boundary line, Tambling under pressure. Ball forced over at the interchange area. Good hard run from Adam Hughes there. Been involved in it early. Yeah, what a battle that's going to be between the ruckman. You know, it's going to be a good clash between Smithy and Forbesy. That can determine the outcome of the game. So VV from the back got his hands on it. Knocked it down, put it in the path of Emery, doing pretty well. Gibson Turner, want a big game from him today. It was a clever tap from him. Handball went searching for Rosier. He didn't get it, and they get there quickly, Aspley. Gee, you feel the pressure of this grand final earlier on. It's starting to build more and more. Isn't someone's going to break here in a minute? Yeah, absolutely. I've just watched the amount of perceived and, the genuine physical pressure that Aspley are applying, and Thunder are going to have to work pretty hard to break the shackles. Beebe with a hurried kick. Gibson Turner with the footy, got free with the handball, he did pretty well, got it out towards Eilert, spillage into the hands of Luke Bath, goes to the top of the goal square, defence there, but a terrific mark. How did he do that? That's the $64 million question. He could have 2 or 3 defenders on this man, Darren Ewing. His judgment is just superb. Oh, look, brilliant mark by him, and like I said before, what a clash between Michael Hutchinson and Ewing himself. He's going for 901, Charlie. Well, he got it. Look at the crowd. They love it. So the home crowd here happy with their favourite son, Darren Ewan, kicks the goal.
Yeah, good finish there by Darren Buff Ewing. He just managed to, as we see him week in, week out, Charlie and Gilly, he just managed to shift his opponent off the line of the drop zone and protected it nice and well. I suspect that Hutchinson might need some additional support down back today if he's going to have any chance of holding Darren Ewing.
Just see what Aaron Davies got to say. Had a look at the start of it, Aaron. What do you make of it all?
Yeah, obviously an extreme high-intense start to the game, but as you all know, Territory footy, slowly the sting will be taken out of the game in the next 5 minutes, you'd think, but it's been a great arm wrestle at this stage.
And Gibson Turner involved in all of that as well. He's got a couple of pretty gilt-head touches out of the middle. Tackle again, Richard Tambling strong, holds it up in the centre. That's given away a free kick.
Charlie, that's the value of getting the ball in quick. Don't look for the perfect kick, just get it in.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to kick goals from half back, are you? Ryan Nyhouse, youngster. Polished youngster he is, has to go back to Bugler. The fullbacks had a sterling season for Territory Thunder. They finished second at the end of the minor round at Territory Thunder. Gilly?
I don't know about that kick, Bretton. That's like a nothing kick. He's better off just kicking it down the line.
Yeah, you're right. And look, they're going to be stuck down in their defensive half now when they could be having a boundary throw-in up on the wing as the worst-case scenario. Good point, Gilly.
I know it's a long way to go, but you've got to put the pressure on early.
What do you make of Vivi doing all of this ruck work? Ryan Smith started off at the centre tap, and then he's having a little bit of a rest at the moment.
Yeah, no, look, they worked really well in tandem last week, didn't they, Bretton? And not only them two, there was another guy that went in the ruck.
Liam Patrick
was in there as well.
Stage,
so that's something that the Territory Thunder got that Aspley haven't got.
So Vivi again doing the ruck work, straight down in the direction there of Shannon Rioli. Kick went searching upfield, tried to get it through to Liam Patrick.
Interesting, Shannon Rowley. He started on the wing, Brenton. Would you play him in the forward line just to put maybe goal scoring pressure?
Yeah, it's interesting because I reckon they've got enough up there and they're reasonably settled, so he could go there, but you could throw him in the midfield, you can throw him forward, wing, very versatile.
A strong mark here for Aspley. They can go short if they want, but they're going to go with a longer kick over the top. So they kicked on the 1-on-2 here. Ball down towards Cameron Islet. They went over the top of him. He did pretty well. Hurried with the kick away. Kicked it up towards the wing.
Well done.
And the mark, well, he sat underneath and waited for that Joey Day, and they got there and knocked it away from him. Clever hard run there by Liam Patrick.
Yeah, it just seems like both sides are feeling each other out at the moment. There's not there's good pressure in the contest.
Hard run again there by Neil Vivi. He's been busy earlier on, isn't he? He's enjoying his grand final here. They emerge with the footy off the boot as Luke Bath kicks it to a vacant half-forward line, rolls to the boundary line for a throw-in. So score check here. Thunder with the first goal of the match to Darren Ewing. Aspley have had a couple of opportunities down in their forward line, and they've come away with just a minor score.
It's all one-on-one too, Charlie. There's no zones or no extra man. It's all one-on-one. That's great old-fashioned footy.
Now, Ryan Smith doing the ruck work down in that forward line. What do you make of that? It seems that across the midfield and up in defence, Vivi's going to do it, and they're going to leave Ryan Smith as that extra tall down the forward line.
I think they might have made a rotation there, but...
Vivi's actually come off the ground, Charlie, so they're going to make quick changes in the ruck. That's good, because they'll be fresh.
Yeah. The whistle goes here, and I think Thunder's drawn a free kick. They have, deep in the forward pocket. Talbot, he's tucked away. This is a tough kick for him, not beyond him. Bretton Toy, kick it.
Yeah, look, I rate this guy in terms of his pure skill and talent. He's got a great set of hands overhead. He's a crafty player, left and right, highly skilled. I'll back him in.
Talbot, you can see the goals there. That's the target he's going for. And hit the post. It's a minor score. Good start to the game, Gilbert McAdam.
Yeah, and great start to Territory Thunder because, obviously got the first goal on the board. And, yeah, it's an interesting contest at the moment.
Here's the thumping kick.
Gross.
Packer players knocked away. Spillage comes out here in the direction of Ben Rioli. Went to Islet. Islet from inside the centre square. Kicks down towards the forward line. Defensive work pretty good. Gathered there by Gibson Turner. Couldn't get the kick away. And the good run from out of defence. Dickinson leading it here for Aspley. The Hornets get it outside 50. They've got good runners at the footy. Joyce out there. Out further to Little. Little caught, lost it, went looking for it again, went over the boundary line. What do we know of this man? Little.
Yeah, Matt Little, I remember him the last time he played up here, and he was one of the players I spoke to Gilly about before the game. He's very hard running, just very fit, pretty quick, and he caused Territory Thunder a fair few headaches last time they played.
Still Aspley trying to get away with it. Here's Little.
Great smother.
Smother was good. The little kick came in. It was good too, running at the footy. Not able to take the mark, though. Did pretty well. Hagan gave the handball out wide. Lockwood with the kick from out wide goes for goal. Looks pretty good.
They look good. Nice little touch there by Michael Hagan, one of the up-and-coming Territory Thunders, named as their 23rd player this week. But look, for mine, I've just watched Cameron Oland in the last 5 minutes, and doesn't appear to have anybody going with him everywhere he goes, and they're allowing him to sag off and just get some cheap possessions. But cheap possessions for Cam Oland, he'll make me pay.
Yeah, and the most impressive thing about that wasn't a possession. That was actually a smother. He turned that ball over, which created the turnover, and great play by Lockwood to finish it with that goal.
Aaron Davey, what have you got for us?
Yeah, look, obviously just keeping an eye on the Aspley boys. Obviously it's a really high intense game of footy here that we're seeing, and obviously Territory have had more momentum, but the Aspley boys are blowing, so I recommend that they keep doing rotations as the game goes on.
Yeah, rotations be important here. There's hands on the footy. Bugler gets there for the clean-up. Running hard at it was French. He didn't get the footy. Ben Rioli with the clean-up at defensive 50. Comes away with it now. Out towards the wing with the kick. Went a little too wide. And might have kicked it out of bounds on the full. Did he?
Charlie, one thing I've noticed straight away, every time the ball goes in Aspley's zone, they seem to, Thunder, have more players around the contest. They can't afford to have that because Thunder are just going to rebound every time, Brenton.
Yep, spot on.
Ryan Holman, long way out. He's a lefty. Goes short with the kick, so the build-up is patient. This is Toy. No relation to Brenton Toy.
None at all.
If he kicks a goal, he might be. He's a long way out.
Oh, you can claim him.
Short kick, knocked towards the boundary line, though. Good defensive work down there.
But you're right, Gilly. Sorry. Look, that's the reason. They're the number one rebounding defensive 50 side in the competition. And so those little players, all Bugler's got to do is bring it to ground. Ben Rioli, those Emerys, they all swoop on it. They've got great leg speed to get back. And that's why they're a very hard team to score against.
So Pack gets around this footy. No one can come out with it. They're calling for a free kick out of that. Umpire is having nothing of it, and he'll ball it up. So it's inside 50 for Aspley. Yet to score a goal. Thunder have two, courtesy of Ewing and Lockwood. Swarming defence is pretty good. That was a slick handball, came out there by Williams, right to the top of the goal square. Thunder under some pressure here, kick under pressure, and there was lots of pressure put on there by Wheatrip. Ball goes out of bounds, so Thunder will relieve some pressure here. Free kick going to Thomas Motlop. Deep in the back pocket for Thunder.
Composure, that's the issue, isn't it? The first quarter, team that shows composure. Just seems to me Thunder got more at the moment.
Oh, gee, that's a good mark. Come from a long way back, floated in and took a terrific strong mark down there, Hipwood. Short, gave it off to Stevenson, outside 50. Take a good kick from there, Gilly.
Yeah, it will, but, in the first quarter, they normally kick them from there. Like, it's normally in the last quarter where that one sort of goes 1 metre forward or 1 metre back, but, while he's fresh, a good goal. They actually need a goal.
Right at 50. He's got good purchase on the footy. It's a good-looking kick. You picked it, Gilbert McAdam. He kicks the goal. Yeah. Cameron Stevenson gets the first goal for Aspley. Gee, it's taken him a fair bit of time, though, to get it 15 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Yeah, and the way the game's started off, Brenton, so far, to me, this seems like a defensive sort of a game early. It might change. What do you think? Will 12 goals win you the game today, or do you think 15?
No, I think so. Just knowing the way that both sides are going, potentially there's opportunity for the game to blow out. But I think if you can score exactly that, Gilly, I reckon 12 goals will probably get you there today, yeah. And just picking up on Aaron Davey, the flashes point down there, Aspley Hornets ringing the changes 4 on 4 off at almost every stoppage now.
And that
Aaron, good kick, that one from a long way out, Stevenson.
Yeah, it was a great kick.
I think the important thing, Charlie, too, is that he's on Shannon Rioli. So he's going to make Shannon Rioli guess now. Because Shannon can't go running off if he's man running down and kicking goals.
Yeah, that's right. It's
a fine line.
Yeah, it's a risky business, isn't it? So defenders, and the Thunder don't mind doing that, getting those running defenders, running off their men, but you've got to be a bit careful if the ball comes back the other way. This is held up in the middle, stalemate here, umpire will ball.
I'll still encourage him to do it, but, just needs to be careful. Oh.
Vivi with the rucking duties again. Gee, ran into a solid shoulder then. Knocked out of the middle, straight into the hands of Holman. Good transference of the footy. Bouncing ball gets over the back in the direction of Sainsbury. Sainsbury went looking for it. He just couldn't get his hands on it. High tackle there, but the player was going down, I think. Umpire's going to let that go.
Free kick, Charlie.
It is a free kick, so it was a high tackle, according to the umpire, and Jackson gets the free kick.
Yeah, I think might have been Ben Rioli, the infringing player there. But for mine, look, Aspley are going to be a danger.
They are.
Yep.
But, you can normally pick things up with body language, and just by their body language, they're not too bad. But I just want to mention, is it Veve or Vivi?
Vivi.
Where Vivi got the ball, he handballed it straight to Aspley player, which created that ball out of the square, Charlie.
Here's Jackson with the orange boots on, kicks at goal, hits the post. So it's a post or a piece, Gilly.
Yeah, they got to kick them. Hey, Breton, it's early in the game, I know, but you got to put scoreboard pressure on early. You make the opposition think, don't you?
No, that's right, and we saw that last week. Missed opportunities from in front of goal, cost them, and if there's any time you don't want to do it, it's in the grand final.
Ooh!
Shannon Rioli went out wide. Gee, hard run at the footy. Handball came back through Day. Kick inside 50. They've got an open 50. They've got an open forward line there. There's no real key player to go to. Sort of a little bit of kick and hope going on down there. Here's Shannon Rioli out wide. Lockwood on the charge. Comes out of defence. And he tried to get the bounce. It didn't sit up for him. The Thunder now can go down towards their forward line. Ball gets on the ground. Ewing's come up a long way. Handball back through the very dangerous Shaney Stiller. Kick out wide here. Now they've got an opportunity to go forward here. Hughes has got it with some space in front of him. VV cut him off. Went with the kick. Desperate to the forward line. Gee, it's a bouncing ball and all Thunder down there. Too many of them. Bugler gets the footy with some space in front of him. Comes back into the corridor. Gives it to Cam Eilert. Eilert takes it out in front of his eyes and then goes out further with it. And they can run from defence now, Thunder. And they've got some space to work in all of a sudden.
That was a terrible kick by Aspley. He's better off going 5 metres, 10 metres behind instead of trying to kick it out there because Thunder'll set up now.
Yeah, that's right. And look, it's interesting because Territory Thunder then had got on the outside of the opposition when they were trying to move the ball on the outside, so they had no room to go. So the only option was to go back inboard. And
and he's kicked it straight to 3 Thunders.
Yep.
Under some pressure there is Forbes, the big ruckman. Eilert was good with the handball.
Good tackle.
Here's the kick right down to the goal square. Ewing underneath the footy. Almost took the mark. It's left on the ground there in the danger area. Ewing looking for it again. Forced out towards Little. Tried to pick it up first time. Just couldn't get a handle on it. And the pressure came from Hagan. Ball forced over the boundary line. Deep in the forward pocket for Territory Thunder. Pressing here late in this first term.
They did well, Thunder, to keep the ball inside their 50 then. Well done, young Hagan. Son of Norm.
Righty, Norm. VV on a step ladder. Got very, very high. Hagan trying to get out. Straight into hands of Dunn. Bang, kicks the goal. Chris Dunn, the opportunist, kicks the goal.
He's due for a big one. He had a quiet outing last week, Chris Dunn, and not up to his usual standards. So he's certainly one player that I was expecting a big step up this week. And as he's shown, he's very dangerous around goal. Clever reader of the football. But just to pick up on your point, Gilly, about young Hagan down there, having that tackle pressure of Michael Hagan and Gibson Turner down there is going to cause all sorts of headaches. Like, they've got terrific speed at ground level. So, look, I might harp on it a bit, but for mine, that speed at ground level across from their defence to their forward line is probably what's going to be the thing that gets Thunder over the line.
I can't believe Aspley left Dunn by his own on the forward side. No one in they were all on the other side. You've got to go defensive side. That's just a common rule in defence.
Ryan Smith getting high, got half a tap out of the middle. Tambling went looking for the footy. It was left behind there by Stevenson, who kicked the goal for Aspley earlier on in this match. Their only goal in this first quarter of the grand final. Under some pressure now, Joyce goes backwards with the handball. Found Wagner. Wagner with the kick up towards the half-forward line was a pretty reasonable kick. The ball carried over the boundary line, just couldn't get clear there was Nellis. So they've worked it down towards their half-forward line, Aspley. Not with any real possession. A purple sky in the background there you can see as The sun disappears over the horizon here in Darwin at the TIO Stadium Grand Final NEAFL. Pack forms over the top of this, and they had quite a few players in there from Aspley. 3, in fact. The man getting up with the footy is the number 15, Matt Rosier. Knock out. Back out towards the wing. Onto the loose ball they go. Kick forward by Stevenson, inside 50. No dangerous players to go to down there. French doing some work, he can't get it. Eddie Sainsbury there, been a little quiet earlier on. Got to get some footy. He's an important player, isn't he?
Yeah, I was going to say Motlop's standing him now. Those two would have been teammates at Wanderers in the grand final. So he obviously knows how Eddie plays, so that's a good move by Clarke.
Ryan Smith holds front position. Little push at the back there came from Jackson. Umpire all okay with it. So it's that sort of footy match now. It's got down to this real arm wrestle. Now we're going to see not much breaking away here with the players getting loose because they're just too many players around the footy.
Yeah, I think both coaches very astute, and they'll know at this stage of the game you don't want to concede. If you can go in and maintain, whether the deficit or the lead as it is now, if you can get a goal, that's good, but don't let it blow out.
Exactly.
Stanley went to Williams, and Williams went a little further with it, gave it to Dickinson, and couldn't do anything with it. Thunder get on the ball, kick it up towards Liam Patrick, off his hands, towards the boundary line, and the little kick forward there was pretty good too by Rosier. Straight into the hands, Gibson Turner. Under pressure, this defence again. They've really been asked to stand up here. Aspley.
There's a point that we haven't mentioned, and that's the coach of Aspley, Mornings, Johnny Blair. He's coached 3 premierships in the quaffle. Clarke, this is his first crack at it. Will that make a difference, Brenton? The experience of playing in grand finals before?
Yeah, I don't know. I certainly, as a coach, I think the more that you've been there, the more comfortable and the more confident you feel. But Xavier Clarke, he's got every right to feel confident and comfortable with his group.
I looked for the loose footy, just couldn't get it. Knocked it in the path of his teammate. Off the left boot, he's come and he's missed it. Gee.
Liam Patrick, this is the sharpest I've seen him look all year. And I know he does a fair hike coming in from larger Manu and back and forward, so maybe he's come in a day earlier and got a bit of rest instead of driving up on game day, but he looks sharp today.
He does. I reckon he would have brought a few with him too, I reckon. I hope he did.
Aspley working out now towards the wing. The Hornets looking okay here now, controlling the footy. Comes back into the hands of Holman. Holman out towards the wing, turned it over. Getting in the way is Thomas Motlop. So 21 minutes gone in this first term. The quarters belong to Thunder, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they have. I reckon they've dominated. If anything, they probably should have had 5 goals, Breton. But Aspley probably could have had 3, so it's pretty even there.
Liam Patrick, the man you were talking about, getting involved out there. Also is Emery with him, who started off in a real blaze of glory. Richard Tambling sees it over the boundary line. Number 26 there, Daniel Wheatra. Done a good crowd. Look at that crowd in there. That grandstand holds about 5,000, so they'll be happy with that. Good turn up here for this grand final, and why not? What a terrific match in front of us.
A few on there in the grass too, Charlie.
Yeah, it's always a good sign. The Thunder with the kick now. There's a vacant half-forward line down there. Lands back into the centre of the ground, and they still have control of it. Kick towards the half-forward line. Got right over the top. Here's a chance for Dunn on the charge of the footy. They got him and put him to ground. That was a terrific tackle on him. Spillage comes out to Gibson Turner. Steps back in field, goes with a little short kick. I think he's turned it over. Aspley underneath the footy, can't get clear. Reece Toy. And some good defensive work from him. Just at 6s and 7s there for a moment, Thunder. Maybe an eye on the clock telling us that we're at almost 23 minutes gone. The quarters have been pretty long here. We've seen, Brenton, haven't we, over the season. So kick, Bugler in front position. Gets under the footy a little too far underneath it. Came through his hands and lost it. The clean up is Ben Rioli, but the free kick's picked out and Bugler's going to get it.
They're actually ball watching at the moment. You can't ball watch if you've got a man that's going to run around you. You've got to watch the man as well as the ball.
It's boundary throw-in over there. But, look, in the last 2 occasions that Aspley have tried to go forward, I've just watched Adam Hughes, I think, and he's tried to sneak forward and roll the dice, but it hasn't come off. And exactly what you're saying, they're just letting, Bugler and come up to the footy, and they're hoping that it comes out the back, but it's not. And you can hope all day in a grand final, and if it doesn't come off, well, you won't be walking off with a medal, Gilly.
Spot on.
Eilert with the grubber kick inside the 50-metre line, and the tackle was illegal. And they'll get a free kick here. It's in the hands of Jack Stanley. Went out wide, found Little. Little across defensive 50. Build-up looks pretty good here. This kick's important. Made it difficult for Hughes.
How can you do that? He's very lucky to get that free kick.
Bugler came in late, didn't he, over the top. So Hughes draws the free kick. Adam Hughes with the footy across half-back. He's gone with the thumping kick. He wants it at the back. It was parked back there waiting for Nellis. It didn't get to him. Thunder with the clean out by Barry up towards the wing. Lux of Fortune landed in the hands of Bugler. And his kick was cut off. Now the clean-up can come. Here's Stiller with the footy.
Fumbling.
Handball. Gee, they're feeling the pressure, aren't they? That's pretty obvious here. This time the kick goes forward inside 50. All players matched up down here. Ball forced towards the boundary line, though, by
well done.
Sainsbury. And he just got it back into the hands of Dickinson.
Numbers.
Thunder on the clean-up again. Chris Dunn. She's been busy. He's at one end of the field, Brenton, and then at the other end.
Yeah, look, and as I said, Charlie, he was quiet last week, and I expect him to stand up this week. But look, a terrific effort there by Matty Payne, who made the decision to come off his opponent when the ball was being transferred through the midfield, spoilt VV, copped the knock himself, and Aspley were able to get it into their forward 50. But if he hadn't done that, VV would have got it. There would have been an overlap, and quite possibly Thunder would have been scoring. So terrific effort there by Matty Payne.
Good to have Aaron Davey down on the boundary line. Aaron, what have you got? What do you think of this?
Yeah, look, it's obviously a bit of a tight contest, and it's going to be, no doubt, throughout the whole game. But, you know, as the game sort of wears on, and we've sort of seen the last few possessions going forward for Aspley, the ball tends to become like I guess like a bit of a soap. So it's going to be a bit slippery out there. So hopefully, Aspley can tidy that part of their game up. But you guys have mentioned as well, Thunder have had most momentum, so hats off to Aspley to sort of keep them to 3 goals as opposed to 5.
And you'll have a bit of a listen into the teams at quarter time. So Jackson got it, kicked it out and gave it off to Day. So they're still in their defensive end of the ground here, Aspley. They want it at the other end. They'll kick it up towards the wing. Big fly there, not able to take the mark, Hipwood. Thunder on the clean-up. So when the ball comes down, hits the ground, Thunder just looked to me, Gilly, to be much better when the ball gets on the ground. Their skill level's a bit better.
Far better. They read the play a lot better than Aspley guys, and they back themselves. So X gives them a lot of confidence, I reckon.
And the pressure kick turns it over straight to Bugler. He's had an outstanding first term, hasn't he?
He's had a great year, Charlie. I've been very impressed with the ability of this kid.
Kick was good. Measured it out wide. So Thunder with the stretch now, making it difficult.
Forbes and Rioli, I know who my money's on.
Rioli from the 50-metre line, once Hewing gets it out in front. He had to wait for it. They knocked it away from him. Handball was good under pressure. Aspley on the rebound. That's a better
kick.
That's a beauty. Got it right over the top. Now they need to play on quickly here. Kick down towards the 50-metre line. In front there of French. Knocked away from him towards the boundary line. And they've taken it out of the field of play, I reckon.
Aspley then had 3 players running back towards goal. Someone had to hook up at the ball carrier and present an option up at him. And instead, all 3 of them sort of tracked back, which allowed the Thunder players just to sag and, play the way they want to defend. Someone has to separate their defence a little bit and try and hit up at the ball carrier.
Aspley have only got 1 small man in their forward line. Territory have got about 2 or 3. That's why when the ball hits the ground, they're winning all the time.
Well, after all said and done here, if Aspley can kick a goal here late in this first term, they'll make this scoreline a lot different. They got it over the top. Oh, that's a good mark. Terrific mark. Second grab, Jackson over the back of Bugler, got the better of him and took a terrific mark. So he's in a tough position. He's right up against the boundary line. Distance not a problem. Close to quarter time. Score check 3-2 to 1-2. So if he kicks a goal, he can have his team within a goal, despite Territory Thunder having the better of the quarter. Kick was pretty good. He got it. I reckon he's got it. He hasn't. He's missed. Gee,
that was
good.
Oh, that was a crucial kick. Like you got to kick them. This is a grand final. You got to. Someone's got to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and say, "Come on, boys, let's get this going." And it seems like everyone's going through the motions at the moment. For Aspley, anyway.
So first quarter, Territory Thunder 3 goals, 2. Aspley 1-3. Just a quick comment, Gilly. on the first quarter?
Oh, look, Territory Thunder dominated. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, they're winning the ball every time it hits the ground, Bretton, and that's danger signs for Aspley, so they need to tighten up there.
Yep, Territory Thunder's defence, I speak about their rebounding ability. Justin Bugler, Ben Rioli, that run and carry out of their back half, dangerous when they go forward.
So quarter time here, the Thunder lead the home team. 3-2 to Aspley, 1-3.
Territory Footy from the Vault is thanks to these valued partners.
We understand that a trip in the Territory can take a little longer than a trip down south. So we'll make sure your car is insured whether you're driving it or someone else. Or you, or someone else. Or you, or someone else. Yep, you get the picture. And we get it too, because we're here too. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance. We're for Territorians and their mates.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Consider the applicable PDS before making an investment decision.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
Some stats from Gilly, if we can in just a second. Gilly, have a look at that ball bounced in the middle. The kicks was pretty even in that quarter, I reckon.
Yeah, look, just quickly with the clearances, that's an interesting one. For Aspley to Thunder 1, that's unusual. The tackles are 19 to 18. The marks are 14 to 17, so everything's pretty even, Charlie and Brenton.
So that curve thrust down in the forward line was again a missed opportunity. Brenton Toy kicked it out wide. Aspley, minor score. So they've had some chances, haven't they, really?
Yeah, look, it was an easy clearance there, and Eddie Sansbury running in inside 50, almost uncontested. You'd expect him to kick it.
Yeah, and that would have made a statement too, Brent, you know, after quarter time, you know, they come out after, you know, pretty reasonable first quarter.
Aaron Motlop short, went long with the kick, though, over the top. Looked short, but the player ran underneath and it went to Ryan Smith instead, which was a better outcome. And Smith onto the right boot goes. That's a searching kick. That is great vision and a wonderful kick to the middle. And he wanted to play on, and he's going to draw a free kick.
Giving him a 50,
and 50 as well. So Justin Emery, it was a good kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ryan Smith, it was a good switch in board. He made the decision, took the risk, and it's going to pay off from him. But Emery there, it looked like he tried to crib the mark and take off. And the Aspley player, I'm not sure whether he just got tangled up or what, but no, the 50 was there nonetheless. And if Emery had gone out, I think he had Ryan Nohouse streaming forward uncontested anyway. So he probably would have taken a mark in a very similar spot.
Well, he's on the Mitchell Stark run-up. I can tell you that. He's gone back a long way. The player is 15 metres inside 50 and Emery's 15 metres outside 50. So he'll get the 50, so he can close right on the man on the mark. He's within kicking distance. He's a lefty. He gives it a roost and he leaves it out to the left, minus score.
Both sides bad kicking at the moment, isn't it?
Pressure.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, like, but there's not a lot of pressure. Obviously, they know it's a grand final, but yeah, you've got to kick them.
But it's perceived pressure, Aaron, isn't it? Perceived pressure is a big thing in footy, isn't it? But the kick came out and Dunn's got it. That's a poor return for Aspley.
Yeah, no, look, it was the kick in from Gross. It was a bit of a bump ball. Might have been Wagner that fumbled it and stayed on top of it, and the pressure just came straight away. And now we're looking at Thunder having another shot.
You know, for a grand final, both sides are making fundamental mistakes, I reckon. Like, never seen anything like this last week from both sides. No, they were. Anyway, it's grand final.
He can stretch the lead here. Chris Dunn, he's already got one. He's a good kick of the footy. And he kicks the goal, and he becomes the first multiple goal scorer for the match. We've got a goal in each quarter here, and Thunder skip away. The lead's a good one, 4-3 to 1-4.
That really hurts. You've got Sainsbury missing down one end. Gross, who takes a kick in. Ball drops short. Wagner can't complete the mark. Thunder jump on, win a free, kick a goal, 12-point turnaround. Not what you need at this stage of the second quarter.
Aaron, chances, you just got to take them, don't you, in these sorts of matches, and they're missing out, Aspley, here. No, we're not getting through to Aaron down there. Ball back in the middle.
I can hear you now, Charlie. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, missing out on opportunities, Aspley, here, aren't they?
They are. They really needed that one just before the quarter-time siren. So they're obviously going to be, trying really hard to try and get a score back on the board, because if they allow that momentum, Thunder might break away, yeah?
Well, they need the next goal, I reckon, Aspley, here. Otherwise, this game's going to skip away for them. Running forward here, Nellis straightens it up inside 50. Ball lands on the ground and rush back under. Great defensive work back there by Ben Rioli, because they were arriving in numbers, Aspley, and he knocked it through for a minor score. Kick out wide, cut off by Aspley. Again inside 50. Birching kick again. Ball goes to ground. Richard Tambling on the clean-up. Mops it up inside 50. Stood there like he was having a party down on the beach, and they got to him pretty quickly. Put him under pressure, and he had to work pretty hard, and he's done okay with it. Kick to the middle. Ball for Aspley. Out here into the hands of Forbes, the ruckman. Drives it into the forward line. That's a good mark. I'm not sure it was intended to go there, Brenton Toy, but they have it inside 50, and the ball is in the hands of French.
No, you're right, but the movement in was good, but Territory Thunder then, it's the first time I've seen it tonight, they struggled to get the ball out of the defensive half. They come out and, like we've called for the opposition, Gilly, they were outnumbered across the midfield. Ball went back in, mark taken, Clinton French.
Directly out in front, French gets close to the man on the mark, which is always the wrong thing to do. And as a result, Gilbert McAdam, he kicks it through for a minor score.
Yeah, bad kicking, bad football, and that's where it's at the moment. Both sides, the only positive for Aspley is Thunder have only got 4 goals. That's a big positive for them, because the way they're going, you think they would have had about 8 goals by now.
Aaron Rioli's kick out. Ryan Smith at the back. Ball knocked to ground there. Forbes. Clean-up work was pretty good. They can now run it clear. Again, they turn it over. Had possession of the footy and extra players there. Here's Stanley with the footy. Tambling takes it off him. Stanley can't get it. Tambling tries to drag it back in. Stanley this time gets it. Went with a handball out of pressure. Lands in the hands here of Henderson.
Oh, don't fall over.
And now Bugler with the clean-up. Goes searching across to the other side of the ground. His intention was Benny Rioli, and the ball beat him over the boundary line.
Yeah, Aspley their own worst enemy at the moment, with the fumbling of the ball, the blokes falling over. You just got to play your percentages, Brenton, and they're not playing their percentages, especially early in the game. You can do that other stuff later.
Tackle there on Bath. Gee, it's a tough old foot. It's a tough grand final, really, because there's no space to work in, is there?
Aspley are doing a great job by blocking them up, but every time they get the ball and take it in their forward 50, they're letting themselves down, Brenton. So they're doing all the hard work, their skill and their decision-making letting them down.
Now a bit of a chance for them. That's Hughes. Thunder can't get clear with it. Handball by Dunn. Playing at both ends of the ground here in the grand final. Gee, some crushing tackles going on there. Shannon Rioli trying to get to the footy. Umpire in the end loses patience with them all and says you ball it up, which is the right thing to do.
But you're right, Gilly, it's the percentages. If you're not going to take your opportunities when they come, set shots in front of goal, they're going to cost you at the end.
Sainsbury was in position there.
Have a shot!
On himself, Payne kicks that goal and he misses it out to the left-hand side. Another minor score. Gee, they've been inaccurate, haven't they? 1 goal, 6 now.
They've actually had more scoring shots than Territory Thunder, Charlie. They've had 8 to 7. 1 goal, 7.
1-7.
Well, that could have been 6 goals, 2 or 5 goals, 3.
There's 4-3 to 1-7. Another chance here for Payne. Edge of the square, kicks it up, sets it to the top of the kick-off zone. Players fly for it. Whistle blows, free kick picked out of it And it's going to be an Aspley free kick from directly out in front. They've pulled a free kick out. Hipwood, Eric Hipwood, the full forward.
Brenton, that seems to be the scoring end too, Brenton.
Yeah, it's a hard one to pick. The sock's a bit limp at the moment. Usually it's the airport end, but Aspley, as you said, Gilly, they're 1-7, so they've had enough shots on goal. They should be converting. Yep.
So Hipwood from directly out in front. We'll get down to Aaron Davey in just a second. Hipwood from directly in front, goes with the left boot, kicks at goal and delivers. Gee, they've worked hard. I haven't seen a team work that hard to get their second goal, but they do get it as the first for Eric Hipwood. Aaron, what have you got?
Yeah, look, that was a much-needed goal there by the Hornets. As you said, first thing I've noticed down here, Aspley obviously out-possessing the opposition here at the moment, but I think what they're trying to do is trying to do that little bit 1-2 extra. So I think in these conditions, treat it like wet weather footy, just get it on the boot. Simple brilliance, get it in forward, and it's amazing what happens, and they hit the scoreboard. What's
the atmosphere like down there? We're away from it, obviously, but you're amongst it all. Looks like a capacity crowd in the grandstand.
Yeah, look, it's a lot more calmer now that the bloke's not yelling in my ear for thunder, but the conditions are great and the atmosphere is great. Like I said, it's awesome for territory footy.
So 4-3 to 2-7. Aaron Davey on the boundary and Aaron Motlop out there on the field. The two Aarons, good to have them involved in the footy match here. Here's the kick down towards the half-forward line. Aspley'd love to get another goal, but Cameron Eilert says no.
They've slowed this game right down, Aspley, so they're playing on their terms, and they're not letting Territory Thunder play on their terms. That's where it's at the moment.
Spot on, Gilly.
Neil Vevey on the wing. Long kick. Once Liam Patrick knocked towards the boundary line. Good defensive punch came there, Joey Day. Got the job on Liam Patrick. Have to throw it in. Players lining up. Rotation's important, Brendan.
Yeah, absolutely. And Aaron Davey down on the boundary lines, mentioned the conditions. It'll start to dew up. The humidity will build all day, and it's been pretty hot up here. So I would think that they might start to take the toll later.
Here's a long shot, open goal line, and it rolls out for a minor score. That's another opportunity.
But look, it's easy to say it up here, Charlie, but if there's no one in the square, put it to the square and run onto the ball. Like, I know it's easy up here, but, it's a grand final, and I don't actually feel that both sides are switched on at the moment. I reckon they're actually in comfort zone, because you wouldn't think this is a grand final, but the way their intensity is, Brenton.
No, that's right, but I don't think it'll take much from either side to lift that intensity, Gilly, and be able to come up to where they belong, and that's, the standard of playing in a grand final. They're both quality sides.
So here's Hagan at the back. He's got the pace. He goes for goal, and he's going to miss out to the left. Gee, he weaved his way through all of that, and the build-up was terrific by Thunder.
Well, we were looking for something out of nothing then, and this young kid, he's a cycling machine. No one else has been able to do it. Takes an 18-year-old kid to fire us up.
Yeah, Charlie, look, certainly in the last few weeks while you've been over in the States, Michael Hagan's been one of those players that's just added that bit of zip and bit of zing to the Territory Thunder forward line. His tackle pressure, his quick hands, makes him very dangerous up forward.
Yeah, she wouldn't want to have the job on him. I can tell you that. He's the real talent. Ball up towards the wing. Tackle. Crowd calls for the free kick. They're not going to get it. Village comes out. Little gets it, and he just kicks and hopes, and he's just landed it in the field of play.
Look, Charlie, in fairness to the umpire, he actually had his back to him, so he couldn't actually see that free kick. But it was there. It was definitely a free, though. But you can only pay it if you see it, Brenton.
Hold on. Beebe from the back. Got his hands to it, looking for the footy down there was Williams for Aspley. Handball came over the top. Tackle looked a little high.
Ooh, that's the evener. That's the evener, Charlie.
Nice. They're going to pay a free kick out of that.
But just picking up at your point, Gilly, on Aspley playing the game on their terms. Like for the first quarter, I didn't see it, but in the last 5 minutes now, almost every player is in their defensive half. In that first quarter, at least Darren Ewing was still down in his forward 50, and Hipwood was down in his forward 50. But now they're all starting to roll back a little bit, and I don't think it's the offensive side pressing in. It's Territory Thunder trying to catch up with Aspley in the way they're playing the game.
Exactly.
So hurried kick came out off the boot of Williams down towards the pocket, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. And
that's how I see Aspley winning the game, in the crunches and the tight situation. But if Territory Thunder allowed them get their handball out and play their little run-around game. That's what Aspley have to stop.
Oh, there's the little run around from the back pocket, and the kick goes up towards the wing almost to Vivi, and he's got some space in front of him, and he looks into the corridor, and he's got runners everywhere, and he gives it off to Emery, and Emery can load this up and kick long. He goes down towards the forward line. They're in back position here. Hagan with it. Gibson Turner on the charge. They couldn't control it, and you can see the frustration from them. They had runners everywhere, Thunder. Couldn't get the goal. Aspley on the quick kick out. Kicks it out, defence out towards the wing.
Yeah, just the hesitation by Emery. He had Boyo Peris, Jono Peris running past, you know, crossing the 50 into an open goal. Give the hands. If not, make sure you find a target, and probably needed to do better on that occasion, Justin Emery.
Now you know what that is? That's the build-up of the last 5 minutes that Aspley have put on them, because they brought negative thoughts into the Territory mind, which they didn't have in the first quarter.
So Thunder with Brian Smith doing the ruck work. Here's Tambling over the boundary line. See what Aaron Davies got for us.
Yeah, look, obviously, as we see, Aspley have got a lot of momentum happening here. There's great ball movement there, and just to sort of touch on what Brenton said, Emery either has to give it to the runner or make sure that he hits a target, and in that case, he didn't. So
Aspley using a handball now. I reckon Aspley's playing better now than they've played for the entire match. His little's got the footy away, and they have got some runners here. They can link it up to Argus. Argus spears the ball inside 50.
Ooh, he's lucky that wasn't a 50 then.
And he gives it off to Dickinson. So Argus, of course, played here for Waratah.
No, he didn't play. So he's a Territory Thunder, I guess one of their marquee players, and was here for a while, worked for Territory Thunder in their marketing department, but so he'll know enough about Territory Thunder and their style of play and their history and everything else, and who to go to. So a bit of inside information there for Matty Argus.
Well, that penetration came to nothing down there. It finishes out over the boundary line, Gilly.
Yeah, but the important thing, Charlie, is they've got it inside their forward 50. That's the most important thing.
So the ball right here in the danger area for Thunder. Kick came out of the pack and misses. And through for a minor score. So again, their kicking's a little inaccurate. 2 goals, 8 now. Is it to 4-5? The 10 shots to 9. Kick to Tambling. Tambling to Thomas Motlop. Motlop looks out towards the wing where Luke Barth is, and that's where he goes and finds him with a good kick. So that little drop there has allowed Aspley to get their hands on the footy, and that was Holman. Handball around the corner came from Williams. John Barry. Thunder out of trouble. Kick out towards the wing. Ryan Smith under the footy takes a strong mark in front of Forbes. Gets on his bike and goes with a long kick inside the 50. Ewing there, and Ewing might have drawn a free kick here. He has, and he's going to be well within kicking distance. Got just the 1 goal earlier on in the first quarter, and here early in the second quarter, chance to get a second.
Yeah, and Hutchinson, he didn't need to do that, Brendan, because the other guy from Aspley was going to mark the ball in, and, you know, that's just decision-making again. Like I said, decision-making. Going to win you or lose your games.
So Gilbert McAdam, Brenton Toy, and Aaron Davey with our special comments here. Here's Darren Ewing at 50, gets onto that left boot, gives it plenty, long kick to the goal square, hands right on the line, knocks it through for a minor score. Just couldn't get that extra metre out of his legs there. Darren Ewing, and Aspley can clean up. What have you made of the defensive work, Aaron, of Aspley here? They've been under pressure for most of the match, haven't they?
They have been, but to their credit, they've been getting a lot more forward 50 entries, which is great. Like I said before, Charlie and the boys, they've just got to get the ball in there as quick as possible, and treat it like it's wet weather footy, because I think they're overusing it at points of the game. So
Stevenson and Holman working pretty hard there for Aspley. Got it down their forward line, but Thunder do clear. Out towards the wing they go, and in the direction of Rosier. Rosier with a little touchdown, gets onto the left boot, kicks it up, wants Ewing in back position. Ewing got to the footy as he normally does and was too clever that time for Hutchinson. Kicked it inside the goal square, but the big ruckman drops back and takes a strong mark. Brendan Forbes. I like his game today, Forbes. I reckon he's playing well.
Yeah, he has. It's going to be an interesting battle between Smith and Forbes, and throw Vivi into that mix. And I think if Vivi and Smith can try and get some possessions around the ground and try and run Forbes around, it'll be better for them in the long run. But Forbes, if he can just play that corridor and play the link-up player, or play the player that sags off and blocks off the Thunder forward forays, he'll be on top tonight.
Coach John Blair, he's out coaching X at the moment. I don't know what he's done at quarter time, but it's working for them.
So French with his kick. This will go to the top of the goal square. Can they get a mark here? They can't. Thunder again. Doing a good job in defence. Kick it out towards 50.
He's got to kick this.
Handball they gave to Payne. Goes for goal. Kicks it. He did. They kept the pressure and they've been rewarded for it. Matt Payne kicked the goal and a good one there for the visiting team.
Yeah, no, look, sorry, Gilly. Yeah. Look, it's terrific reward for effort, Charlie. They've just worked, and as Gilly said, in the last 10 minutes, Coach Blair, I don't know what he's done or what, but if they'd taken a few or more opportunities, they'd be much closer in the game, perhaps in front. But look, they're being outplayed at the moment, I think.
Yeah, you know what Coach Blair's done to Territory Thunder? He's forced Xavier Clarke to push all the forwards down the ground, because how many times in the last 3 minutes did we see when Territory Thunder got the ball, nobody was there? Now that happened in the first half for Aspley. Yep. They've turned it around, Aspley. They put it back onto Territory Thunder. This game's this is a great game. Turn into a close game.
4-6 to 3-9, so just 3 points the difference after Thunder looked to have plenty of control of the footy, but some good work here from Aspley. Handball came out. Inside 50, went into the hands of Sainsbury. Sainsbury went out wider, gave it to Hughes. Hughes' kick along the boundary line was pretty good. Got a teammate tucked right up along the boundary line. This is a tough kick, a real tough kick. They're wanting it delivered in towards Williams, and that might be the direction they're going to go, and they do in the end, and they find him there. So John Williams a chance now. He's improved the angle, and distance shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, Thunder play shouldn't have let him. He was by himself. No one within 10 metres there. In a forward 50, someone's got to be talking.
That's just
somebody's got to be filling the hole, you know, like.
It's uncharacteristic of Territory Thunder to let that happen.
Well, tell you what, in the last 10 minutes, they've actually confused Territory Thunder. So I think the quicker that Clarke can get to them to settle the boys down a bit, it's going to benefit them, Charlie.
Williams can put his team in front here. He kicked, but he kicks poorly, and he's lucky in the end to get a minor score. A great opportunity for them to snatch the lead back. That would have made it really, thrown the challenge down to Thunder. But they still hold on to the lead here, even though just by a couple of points, Territory Thunder.
And you know what they've done? They've kept the Territory Thunder supporters very quiet, which is good.
Yeah, take the crowd out of the game.
Exactly. They probably need to fire up the supporters.
Liam Patrick, cross half-back, goes to the wing with the kick. It's a high one. Thomas Modlop in good position in front. And 1-2 grab, couldn't control it out of his hands.
They're having a great duel, aren't they?
Yeah, you know who else they've taken out of the game, Charlie and Gilly?
Yeah.
Cameron Eilert, Shan Rioli, Matt Rosier, uncalled in the last 10-15 minutes.
Funny you boys say that. From down here, it's just really flat mood from the boys on the bench here, which was a lot different in the first quarter, so obviously it's reflected on the scoreboard.
Well, telling time in this grand final. Aspley coming back hard after Thunder had the early ascendancy, and they've closed to within less than a kick. Throw in on the wing. Reach from the back, VV. Got his hands on it. Richard Tambling looking for the footy. Free kick picked out of it. It's going to be an Aspley free kick, so they'll keep the pressure on.
I reckon there's something wrong with Eilert, because he's been off the ground and you haven't hardly called him. He's with a trainer. I don't know what's going on. Something's wrong with him, Charlie.
Well,
sorry.
He went for a high mark earlier on out on the wing and gave away a free kick. He went too early and then landed awkwardly after. He stayed on the ground, down on his hands and knees for a while, so that might be what happened to him. Here's the kick into the forward pocket.
Well, they've got their captain and Aaron Modlop on the bench, and Cameron Eilert, their probably most experienced player, so they need him on the ground.
Just looking at Cameron Eilert now, he's holding his right eye, so I don't know if he's been poked in the eye. The doctor's looking at it. He seems to be all right there, guys.
Okay, keep us across that. Aaron, here's Hipwood along the boundary line. This is a tough kick. This is the toughest kick they've had. He's got a kick from right on the boundary line, gets onto the left boot. Looked pretty good. It looked good off the boot, but it's gone across the face.
He's a player to watch, Eric Hipwood. He played his first game for Aspley in a final. So he's a Brisbane Lions Academy player, been playing with them all year. A couple of weeks ago, played his first game, kicked 3 goals. He's a 17-year-old. He's an All-Australian. He's
a gun. I seen him play. I seen him play at the Gabba a few weeks ago. He's a gun.
So all the attack here with Aspley. Nowhere to go here. They hold it up. Umpire has to come in and ball up. So goal scorers, Ewing has 1, Lockwood 1, and 2 to Chris Dunn there for Thunder. And then goals to Hipwood, Stevenson and Payne for the visiting team here. This is the NEAFL Grand Final from the TIO Stadium in Darwin. First Grand Final held here. The NEAFL competition, kick to the goal square.
Eddie.
And at the back to mark.
Unbelievable.
Grabbed by Eddie Sainsbury, kicks the goal.
There it is, and now they're in front. Couldn't take a trick 10 minutes ago. And now they've just continued to work. They've choked Territory Thunder of their run and their carry and their skill. They haven't let them play on their terms, and now Aspley are turning the tide on the game, and they're saying, look, we'll play it on our terms, and it's going to work for them.
Oh, look, I'll tell you where they're winning it, their physicality. Their physicality is a bit more frightening for the Thunder players than it is for the Aspley players. So what they need to do, they need people like Tambling, Liam, they need all their veterans and guns, Shannon Rioli, they need to start putting their body on the line and showing some spirit.
4-10 to 4-6, they've put their noses in front for the first time, Aspley here. Late in this second term, it's been a good one for them. And you might be right, that might be the scoring end. Is that the feeling you get down there, Aaron Davey, that's the scoring end down towards the Michael Long Centre?
Well, it seems to be at this stage, Charlie, but like I said, it's just obviously a momentum game, and Aspley have got all momentum here, so, you know, hopefully the Thunder can try and peg one back here to try and turn that momentum.
BV gives it off to Sam Talbot, and Talbot will go short to Richard Tambling. Thunder play this game pretty well when they can do the little short kick, give it to a teammate, give it to another teammate.
Yeah, I know, but you know what they need to do? They need to break the lines. They need someone to carry the ball and have a couple of bounces and go long and break the lines.
Kick came in, didn't go the distance, had to get the handball away. Lockwood got the footy, tried to get clear, couldn't. Aspley onto the footy on the ground. Some hard work being done there, Darren Ewing. They've sort of taken him out of the game a bit, Ewing, haven't they? Ben Rioli on the wing. There's that short kick again to Tambling.
Charlie, that's because they haven't got the ball to him easy like they have, because Ashley's putting pressure up the field.
Yep. Gee, ball left behind there.
Look at that.
That was Justin Emery. Whistle goes, free kick played. Aspley are going to get the free kick. It'll be in the hands of Toy. Reece Toy.
He's
going to set this up. He wants a man to run on it. Dickinson's going to run on this, but they got around him and dispossessed him. That was terrific play. Jonathan Peris with the kick, gave it to Ryan Smith for Thunder. Onto the right boot he goes, kicks it inside 50. Ewing in front position, gets there. Ewing, first grab, second grab, got the footy. He's on his bike and away he goes. Gets to 50, went over the top with a short kick.
Oh, yeah,
and
Gibson
Dunn
Turner
snaps it goal.
That's okay.
He's a quality player, Dunn.
He's got 3. Darren Ewing did the good work.
Yeah, no, look, that was a really important one-on-one 50-50 ball that Darren Ewing won out there with his opponent, and he's known for doing that, and that's why he's the leading goal kicker in the NEAFL, and that's why he's kicked more goals than anybody else, because he wins his one-on-one contest. But to get the handball over, Chris Dunn, I just saw him had a quick look to see what was coming. Had maybe Gibson Turner for the handball, but took it upon himself. Quiet game last week. He's bobbed up with 3 now. Giving Territory Thunder every chance to keep themselves in the game now.
Umpire will get this underway here again. So we've gone 26 minutes in the second term. Gee, Aspley would love to go in with their noses in front. They need to kick another goal. They've got a couple of minutes to do it. Liam Patrick doing some of the ruck work out of there. No clear possession coming out of the middle. Pilot back in there, desperate for the footy, as he always is. Tambling just couldn't get clear with the kick. Spillage gave a chance there to Toy. The kick to Dunn again inside 50. Overrun the footy. Ryan Smith, they stood off him. He got onto the right boot. He went for goal, Ryan Smith, and he missed out to the left. He couldn't believe it. They stood off him, and the big ruckman had a go at him.
Ruckman don't know what to do when they got that much time, do they?
Crucial moment in the match, Aaron, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a crucial moment, and I tend to agree with Gilly. We all know Ruckman just got to give the hands there, but he backed himself in, Big Sauce.
There's a nice kick straight into the hands of Liam Patrick from 50. He wants to go short, and they're loose checking, and they allow the kick to go to Hagan. Oh, gee, they're looking at each other, the Hornet players.
Great vision from Liam, wasn't it?
So Michael Hagan directly out in front will kick from about 35 metres. And this is a good sign from Thunder here, I reckon, after being challenged. Aspley got in front and they come back, bang, bang. The goal to Dunn, and a chance here for Hagan to kick another one. So Hagan, the polish play, he knows he's kicked it well, doesn't he? Oh, he knows he's kicked it well. He kicks the goal. So they've stormed back into contention in a hurry, Thunder. Signs of a good side.
Yeah, great play, Brendan, for them, you know, and they needed that, you know. At least X can go into the half-time and try and pinpoint what happened and what went positive in that last 5 minutes where they got the last couple of goals. So that's good for them going into half-time.
Yeah, there's so many positives Aspley can take out of this, this second quarter as well. Like they've chipped away, they've kicked too many points than what they should have, but they might find themselves if they, kick a couple going in front.
But it's what they're doing around the ground at the content.
5-7 to 4-10 margin, 3 points. Thunder back in front. 28 minutes gone, almost half time here. I think Aaron Davies going to get us an interview during half time. Liam Patrick has to hand it over. Here's a big moment here now for Aspley.
They even seem to be getting the freeze as well, probably because they're getting first in the contest.
Yep. No one really got to take that mark in the forward line, and Thunder, it's easy pickings for them. They can run out through Liam Patrick.
What a great kick.
Gee, it's a good kick.
Lockwood shouldn't.
Short little kick came back off the boot of Payne, and he gave it off straight into the hands of Stiller. So the captain went short. Ben Rioli with some hard work.
Gee, he's a very underrated player, this little Ben Rioli. The more I watch him, he's got a football brain. He's got a brain, mate. He knows what he's doing, that young kid.
A throw in inside, well, almost inside 50 here for Astor, but Thunder know exactly what to do with it, and he couldn't keep the ball in play there. It was that man Hagan. Michael Hagan, who kicked that goal a short time ago, the youngster. "30 minutes gone." Gee, it's a long quarter, Brenton. We said this earlier on, we get long quarters here. Haven't quite worked out why, but Justin Emery. Gee, I've liked his game here. Ewing out in front. He blocks the ball with his body, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's clever at doing that. Nellis. Aspley didn't get it. Little kick towards the boundary line. 23 there as Hutchinson sees it over. Hotly pursued there by Peris.
He never, you know what I love about Ewing? He never falls over. Always so balanced, huh?
Tough player to beat. Like, he's got tremendous power through his core and through his quads. And once he accelerates, he gets that front spot and he knows where the ball's going to drop, and got a big frame and he's hard to get around.
Shannon Rioli.
Good pressure. They're putting pressure on Shannon, aren't they?
Kick off the ground was done pretty well here. Thunder get inside 50. They're going to be dangerous here. That's a good tackle. Ball goes to ground. Spillage to the advantage here of Aspley. They can run out of defence.
Oh, what a tackle!
Magnificent tackles. Lockwood who put it on. Turnover was terrific. They might get rewarded here. They give it to Barry. He goes all the way and he misses. Oh, gee. Oh, didn't reward the terrific tackle. He missed it.
Yeah, great tackle by Lockwood then. That's great stuff.
These goals in red time are so important, aren't they? Right now. Siren brings the first half to a close. Entertaining match in the grand final. Thunder are going to go into the break with the lead 6-8 to 4-10.
Territory footy from the vault is thanks to these valued partners.
We understand that a trip in the Territory can take a little longer than a trip down south. So we'll make sure your car is insured whether you're driving it or someone else. Or you, or someone else. Or you, or someone else. Yep, you get the picture. And we get it too, because we're here too. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance. We're for Territorians and their mates.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Consider the applicable PDS before making an investment decision.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
By a single point, so still Thunder by 10 points. What's the second half hold for us?
Yeah, but I think the important thing is it's the way they done it, and that'll keep the Thunder guys second guessing, and that's important.
Just a quick comment, Brenton.
No, look, the way that, as Gilly sort of said, the way that Aspley are playing there, that player who got his hands on the football there, Matty Payne, he's going to be super important.
Still a kick to the goal square. Oh, knocked clearly there by Sainsbury, but he didn't get it. And Thunder on the clean-up can go out towards the 50-metre line. Liam Patrick onto the footy. Cameron Eilert runs in support. Liam Patrick does it himself, goes to the wing with the kick. Wants Ryan Smith knocked away from him and over the boundary line. Hold on to your seats here. Big second half in front of us. NEAFL Grand Final from the TIO Stadium in Darwin. Thunder up against Aspley.
Premiership quarter, Brenton, but I don't think it's going to be this sort of night for the Premiership quarter, because I think it's going to go right down to the wire.
So any missed opportunity might come back to haunt you.
I reckon, Charlie. I reckon it's going to be a very close game.
Aspley didn't get the handball clear. Thunder with a chance from the wing.
Oh, good pressure. That was
towards Aaron. Aaron Motlop involved in that. Aaron's been quiet in this.
Yeah, he has.
He has.
Look, he hasn't been I guess I watched him all year. He hasn't been a massive accumulator of possession, but when he does get it, he's a very dangerous player. But I guess that's the thing, Charlie. He's got to go and get his hands on the football a bit more, as does Richard Tambling, as does Shannon Rioli, as does Cameron Eilert.
Richard Tambling there. Aaron Motlop got a couple of touches out of all of that. Here's the kick to the 50-metre line.
Pressure.
Handball to Bugler. Did well. Thomas Motlop with the left boot. Kicks it up towards the wing. Gibson Turner hands on the footy. And then he emerges with it. He extracts the footy somehow. Got onto the right boot. Kick let him down. Thumped it down towards the 50-metre line. Rolling ball towards the boundary. And goes over. Somehow Gibson Turner was able to take that footy out of the hands of a couple of would-be forward thrusting players from Aspley. And he's put Thunder in the half-forward line.
Thomas Motlop's had a terrific game on Eddie Sainsbury. He's played a brilliant game.
Little kick towards the boundary line. We'll see it over at the interchange area. Good crowd. We went down there, had a little bit of a walk around at half-time. 6,000 maybe here.
Charlie, I've never been to this oval apart from an AFL game where I've seen 6,000. So this is magnificent for Darwin.
It's a good punch away that time by Forbes. Good battle into the hands here of the running Shannon Rioli. Goes across further, gives it to Aaron Motlop. Aaron spears it up towards the half-forward line. Bouncing ball. Gets it off to Gibson Turner. Gibson Turner gets onto the right boot. Kicks high to the forward line. Where's the dangerous Ewing? He's at the back. He's where the footy is. He got it and then he dropped it. Handball came out again. Ewing still a bit of a chance here. It doesn't get to him. The dangerous Dunn got his boot to the footy. Put it through for a minor score. So the ball brought back into play here by Gross. They get it inside 50 and work it out towards Hutchinson. Regular fullback, tucked away in the back pocket. Some crucial minutes coming up in the game.
Hey, Aspley actually taller than Thunder, so if they play half smart and they just keep possession, they can control, but as soon as it's the ground, that's when Thunder come into the game.
Now they've got some run. The ball just didn't come up out on the wing there, which made it difficult. The kick inside 50.
How good was that?
And gee, the man you mentioned before, Thomas Motlop, Gilly just got across there with a crucial punch away.
Oh, look, we mentioned last week, Brenton, we said if a bloke gets a job, he doesn't need possessions, you're still going to give him best on ground, aren't you?
Yeah, he's done a good job.
Mate, he doesn't need possessions. If he's going to stop the main play, Eddie Sainsbury, he's done his job.
Aspley a chance, not able to run with the footy though, was Stiller. Shannon Rioli cleans up and kicks it to the middle. Out wide the turnover, finished up with Hughes. Hughes kicks inside 50.
Oh, what a kick, Charlie.
Gee, that was a good kick and a good strong mark taken there by Hipwood. Kicked a goal in the second term.
And I don't understand why they didn't do that with the last entry. The one they went into Sainsbury, they had Hipwood sort of, there was two out. It was one-on-one, down deep in their forward line. He's going to be a dangerous player. Like, he's 200 centimetres tall. He's got a terrific set of hands on him. He's a lovely left foot kick. So I don't understand why Aspley don't try and get it in there deeper to him. And as Flash said, like it's a bit wet weather footy, percentages in deep, get it in, lock it in.
They can put themselves within a kick. Early stages of the third term. Hipwood on the left boot. Looks pretty good off the boot. That's a good kick. That's a goal. And he becomes the multiple goal kicker for the first time for Aspley here in the grand final. Kicked the goal in the second term, and Bretton Toy gets one in the third.
Yeah, that's right. And look, I've sung his praises. He's an up-and-coming. He's touted as a first-round draft pick, and I think the Lions have almost committed to taking him in the next draft. But if they can get it in, they're a very dangerous forward line. They're very tough. They're tall. And as going back to your point, Gilly, they're stronger bodied. They're attacking the line of the ball. They're taking the crowd out of it now. Those 5,000 people that are here watching have almost been silenced.
Yeah, well, it's game on. This is brilliant, Charlie. I'm really enjoying this.
Aaron, do you believe the premiership quarter is the third quarter?
Ali, it's obviously the premiership quarter, but like we said, the guys mentioned at the start of the game 12 goals will win them the game. Well, I reckon we might be lucky to even get to 10 here.
That sort of game, isn't it? Goals are hard to come by. So many players desperate to get their hands on the foot. It's not a free-flowing grand final, that's for sure. No. But they rarely are.
They are, Charlie, that's right. They've got to be ugly grand finals.
Ryan Smith.
Who's going to remember it, though? No one.
Tambling at 50. Goes short with the kick. Gee, that was a good punch from the back. Clever play there by Stanley. He was out of position, but his work was pretty good. Little had a bit of a chance.
That's a crucial contest.
To Dunn outside 50. Goes with the kick, straightens it up. Wants Ewing, got his hands on it. Couldn't complete the mark, though. Little bit of holding on there. Good clean work in defence. Hutchinson comes away with the footy.
What a great
for Aspley. Kick out terrific to the wing was a beauty. Aspley looking $1 million at the moment. Here's the kick. Next one, all important. And it works pretty well into the hands there of French. And French out on the half-forward line, between the half-forward line and the wing. Kicks it inside 50. High ball, punched away. No one there for Aspley. Now there is. The handball's a good one. They can run in and go for goal, and I reckon he's missed it on the charge. Well, a golden opportunity if there ever was one. That was it, Brenton Toy.
Look, there were two errors there. The Territory Thunder players who decided to spoil the ball back into the corridor and then running into an open goal. Unforgivable miss in the grand final.
He could have kept running.
Scored a try.
Well, nobody was probably talking to the lad.
Nyhouse has it. Back pocket for Thunder. Penetrating kick was good.
Ooh, that's unusual.
Straight through the hands there of Matt Rosier and over the boundary line. He hangs his head.
Of course, Charlie, lots of people watching on from around the country and around the world. Live stream over YouTube, and one of those players, a former premiership player, Jed Anderson, now on the Hawthorn list, watching the game with great interest.
G'day, Jed. Good to have you on board.
That's great to hear.
So the ball held up here, out on that wing.
Bumped into Uncle Jimmy Anderson, young Jed, just before, and he's looking good.
A good crowd. Gee, that means it's going to be a good NTFL season up here, you would think. Here's the kick down towards the 50-metre line. Aspley, an opportunity, can't get it. Thunder with the handball off to Rioli. He did the little tap, Shannon Rioli, landed in the hands of Hughes. Loose ball gathered in this time by Stiller. Stiller, who's such a good player. Rioli did the double smother on him. That's a super effort out there, Ben Rioli.
Charlie, I'll tell you why Ben Rioli's quiet. It's because Stiller's been standing him. And he's done a terrific job on Shannon, not only to stop him, but to get possessions himself. Played 100 games of AFL. He shouldn't know how to play. That's a feather in Rioli's cap too, to have a player like him on him.
They throw in at the 50-metre line for Aspley. Thunder win the kick out towards the wing, bouncing ball. Just done out there, sees it safely over. Aaron?
Yeah, look, it's a bit of a stop-start game here, as we've seen throughout the day. It's interesting to see John Blair coaching from the bench. Obviously, he got a lot of experience as a coach, so obviously he's really good hands-on when the boys do come off, and he is pretty calm considering the result.
Rosier with the ball in front of him. Joyce taking care of him, putting him under pressure. He gets a pat on the back for his hard work. Rosier, Shannon Rioli. And Vivi, back position there. Did get his hands on the footy though. Put it to ground. Handball back. Here's the run forward by Sam Talbot. To the top of the goal square he goes with a kick. He put it out wide. And he's just about missed everything down there. But out of bounds on the ball. So they take a little bit of a risk with the kick across the danger area.
Now, it's funny. Before we were saying where the goals are going to come from, Thunder. It's like we can't seem to find anyone to kick any goals for Thunder now. But that's due to the pressure of Aspley. So great stuff, Charlie.
They knock back field of play. The hands of Richard Tambling. Works his way out of trouble. Kicks it inside 50. Back to Hagan. Hagan's
He's gone. Great tackle.
Oh, gee, the run was terrific, but they were able to stop him. He almost broke through there, and the kick was pretty good too for Aspley. They're a bit of a chance here. They got the short kick in. They're not going to go there. Oh, you'd be better going down the corridor,
Still
wouldn't
on.
you? But he's gone to
still
Sainsbury. Sainsbury's going to load up here. He's going to kick and hope. No one front and centre.
Great.
Except Ben Rioli. Takes the bounce. Gee, lucky they didn't hold him back.
Ooh.
But he's turned it over. His kick wasn't the best either. Went straight into the hands of Stanley.
Oh.
And then the smother was pretty good. Shannon Rioli, terrific. Takes the bounce. Runs from defence. Goes down the corridor with the kick. He's got players. Plenty of options upfield. Gave it to Rosier.
That's a 50.
They knocked it out of his hand. He should have got 50 for it. Now he plays on. Onto the left boot he goes. He wants Ewing and finds him.
Unbelievable.
Well, and Ewing wants to play on, and Ewing knows what to do when you give him the footy. Bangs away at goal and kicks the goal.
That's the difference. Comedy of errors, turnover across half-back, poor kick, poor entry. Shannon Rioli cleaned it up, took it on through the corridor. He didn't lose his cool. He could have blazed away, but he spot up a target, went in, and when you get into the Territory Thunder forward line that quick, with that amount of space for Darren Ewing, we've spoken about what he does, and that's exactly what he did on that occasion.
That a schoolboy error there by Aspley. They had three blokes, and he's tried to kick a 10-metre punt when he could have just went with the handball. Decision making. That's something so basic, but schoolboy error. That could cost him the game. This could be the turning point of the game. That's how crucial that turnover was.
Yeah, big goal, Aaron Davey, in the context of the match.
Yeah, big brother saved little brother there, so it's a great outcome there. Obviously, the fans really enjoyed it. Yeah, and it's great. But Buffy Ewing's obviously been a bit quiet, and he got that one and put it through the big sticks.
Oh.
Thunder draw the free kick across half-back.
They've been doing that all night, and he's played one in the third quarter.
It's Thomas Motlop, and he goes into the centre of the ground with it. Two players down there for Aspley, and they both go to ground.
One down.
And Thunder with the ball can clean it. Not able to get it forward, though. Attempted kick off the ground. Didn't quite work down there for Shaney Stiller. Handball back Dom Barry. Gee, it's a game of millimetres, isn't it, at the moment? Now they'll come away through Wagner. Wagner's kick out to the wing was pretty good. Inside 50. Again, didn't work that well. Here's the clean-up. Sandry without the footy. Is he going to get a free kick? No, he's
Same
not.
thing happened to him just 2 minutes ago.
So Thunder on the rebound. They give it off to the running Richard Tambling. He works away from half-back up towards half-forward. Kick wasn't the best. Turned it over as well. So Aspley now to go with this spread across half-back. They're going to work it to their advantage. Inside 50, the kick can come out towards Joyce. And Joyce at the boundary line alongside him. Hagan closes on him. Kick wasn't the best because he's kicked to the 2-on-1.
Just a nothing kick again.
Two there for Thunder. Kick comes back by Bath, was pretty good. And that's 50 metres. Quite silly play there by Stiller because the mark was well taken by Sam Talbot. And he's been advanced 50 metres. And the worst result here for Aspley is if he can get it down and Thunder kick a goal because they didn't have possession of the footy. Twilight, good kick low on his knees, takes the mark inside 50.
Yeah, I've noticed the crowd is starting to get behind him a little bit too. I reckon the game's turned, Brenton. That turnover, that's cost them.
Yeah,
because they're going to kick two in a row now.
And the last time they went to go inside their forward 50 and it was a turnover across the half-back flank, they had three forwards deep. One of them has to come up the ground to provide an option, otherwise we're going to get these nothing kicks out to the half-forward flank.
And even if they don't use him, at least he is
an option.
Here's this inspirational leader, a giant for footy in the territory, and he decides to give it off. And that's just clever play. For all intents and purposes, he was going to have a long shot. And so that's what the opposition thought, and he decided in the end, I'll just drop it in short and give it to Shannon Rioli. He's in a much closer position. Angle a little more severe. Darren Ewing is left unattended, walking down there. You can see his boots in the background there. Now a couple of other boots with the stripy socks on have turned up to keep a close eye on him. But Shannon Rioli, this is not beyond him, Aaron Davey, is it at all? You talk us through it.
If anyone's going to kick it, I reckon Shannon, and he really needs it. He's obviously had an impact in the last 5 minutes after being quiet for most of the game, so we'll see how he goes. I think I just put the mock on him, guys.
You did. He missed it. It went straight from his boot to where he was aiming, and that's where it finished up as a minus score. 7-9 to 5-11, midway through the third term here. Thunder in front as they have been for most of the match. 11 points at quarter time, 10 at half. And they can bring this ball out of defence now. It's a thumping kick outside defensive 50. Thunder at the back take a terrific mark. Gee, that's a real good mark to Nyhouse. He went across, tried to give it off to Gibson Turner. He was under pressure and lost it. Then his tackling was pretty good. Tambling comes away with the foot. He can't get clear. Second effort was good. Knocked it out towards Ryan Nyhouse. Joyce got there for Aspley. Couldn't get clear with the footy. Picked up this time by Lockwood. Lockwood went towards the boundary line with it for Thunder and sees it over.
Just on the umpires, I think the umpires have been amazing tonight. They've just let the game go. Obviously, a lot of blokes throwing their arms trying to get a free kick, but hats off to the umpires. They've done a marvellous job so far.
So here's the throw in. Reach from the back was pretty good by Aspley. Brian Smith trying to do some of the roving work. Little toe poke through there by Shannon Rioli was pretty good, and then he chased it himself because he knew where it was going to go. Neil Vivi gets to the footy and Payne gets across there, but he can't control it either, and it goes over the boundary line for another throw in. We're going to see lots of this, I think, in the rest of this game. Lots of boundary line stuff, Brenton Toy.
Yeah, it's going to be like that, Brent?
Yeah, I think so. And look, if Aspley are any chance to win it, I think this is what they've got to do. They've got to stop the run from Territory Thunder and try and close the game up. On occasions when they've switched and got it out, they've looked pretty good, but I think more of that from from Aspley.
Thomas Motlop. Kick was good. Aaron Motlop has it. He's going to go with a searching kick over towards that far side, and he finds Tambling. It's a patient build-up here by Thunder. This is some good play by them. And short again. This time to Ewing. But, gee, they've done that pretty well, haven't they?
They haven't been allowed to play their freedom and run in and run the ball and lines. So they've had to turn it the other way, Charlie, to keep possession. Probably kick that 10, 20 minutes. Huh?
Well, Ewing's got a couple. It's a very good kick of the footy. He's the worst possible man to be kicking it as far as Aspley's concerned. He goes for goal. He has a shot, and of course he kicks the goal. Of course he does. He's got 3 and he's kicked 2 in this quarter. And he's dragged Thunder back into this game and he's pushed them out in front.
Yeah, look, a terrific finish there by Darren Ewing, and I actually bumped into him before the game, and a few months ago he made the statement that this Territory Thunder side was as good, if not better, than the side that they won in, I think, 2012, the NEAFL Grand Final. And I said, are you sure about that, Buff? And he said, look, I'll answer that question after the game tonight. But look, the way they're playing, and we all know that the competition's changed, the standard is lifted, so I think he's got every right to say that this side's just as good, if not better, than the premiership side, but soon find out in, I guess, another hour worth of footy.
Aaron?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys, just dropped out. Yeah, look, that was a much-needed goal. I reckon that could be nearly enough to sort of get the home side home there, especially in these conditions. Goals are hard to come by, so... like you said, Charlie, you touched on as well, this is obviously the scoring end, so Aspley will go in with a lot of confidence, no doubt, in the last quarter, knowing that.
A chance here again for Thunder. They have it down in their forward line. Handball came out to Henderson.
Great tackle.
He's lost it. The clean-up work done here by Shannon Rioli. Goes to the pocket with the kick. Kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, Gibson Turner, he was the one that tackling like that, and that's what X wants him to do, you know. He can do the X factor stuff, but he's also got to do the percentages. That was great play by Gibson.
I reckon this usage of the ball in defence for Aspley's been pretty good. They use, but when they get out of there up towards the wing, they don't do it anywhere near as well.
No, that's right, and I think that's got a couple of things to do with it. The closing speed of Territory Thunder that just take that gap away and make those average kicks look, fairly ordinary. But
I'm going to say that their skill level isn't up to it, because when they get it in there, they just... I can see what you're saying, though.
So here's the kick back for Territory Thunder. It's a heavy tackle put on there. Ball and man. Free kick was rewarded, and then the short kick went off to Chris Dunn, who's kicked 3 goals in the match. That effort also from Darren Ewing. So the key forwards for Thunder have kicked 3 goals each, and really for Aspley, no one up forward. The kicker 2 goals to Hipwood. He's their key forward. But Dunn, this is not beyond him. Alongside the boundary line out there, so it'll take a very good kick. Ewing kicked one from there a short time ago. Can Dunn do exactly that? Kicks a goal, and it looks pretty good. Whoa, that's a big goal. 2 big goals have come here for Thunder at the crucial time in this quarter. Chris Dunn's now got 4.
He likes it. He's excited. We've said last week he was pretty quiet, and I was expecting him to bob up tonight for a good one. And look, he's an accumulator of possession. He's a very sort of highly intelligent footballer in terms of football intellect, and a quality finisher as well. And we all know he plays up here in the NTFL for Wanderers, and where he kicked that ball from, Charlie, the Wanderers shed out the back there. He would have kicked a few from there throughout the year, and the years that he's been up here. So good goal for Territory Thunder, and like Gilly was saying, potentially now starting to break the game open.
23 points to margin, 9-10 to 5-11, Gilly.
I'd make a couple of moves now. I'd put Sansbury on the wing. I'd start making a couple of moves, because otherwise the game's going to be over.
Well, Aaron Davey called it a short time ago. He thought Thunder were just about ready to snatch this game and run away with it.
Well, you can't wait for the last quarter to do it. You've got to do it now, because last quarter it'll be over.
So they need 4 goals to get back on track here. They got there a little late, Cameron Islet, and he tried to play on to Brendan Forbes, but he's got to come back behind the man on the mark, so edge of the square.
Only a ruckman will do that.
Yes, that's right. You learn that in primary school. No, you've got to come back behind.
Give the ruckman a break, you
I
guys.
know, I love him. I love ruckman. They gave me a few taps over the years. I should thank them.
Good punch away from the fence. So they have it deep in their forward line, Aspley now. All the ruckmen who have tuned in to us, we love you. There's no game without you.
Exactly.
A big back here. Smothering effort again, Tom not doing that. Ben Morale, rather. Out to Motlop. Handball over the top was pretty good. Worked it pretty well. Pick up towards the wing.
Gibson!
Got high, couldn't take the mark though. Might have given away a free kick. You know, that's it's just disappointing when guys go for the big fly in footy and then they get penalised for it. I don't know. I'm not sure about that rule. You know, I know it puts off the other guy, but you know, you don't see enough of it these days.
Well, they should encourage it.
Yeah, get up, let them take the big screamers as part of our game. You can bring back the screamer campaign. Ring Brenton toy. Tamley. Tom Motlop. She's been good, Tommy Motlop. Calm and cool back there in defence. This is a kick that came off the side of the boot, but luck's a fortune. It's going to go forward here from Williams. Down along the boundary line. That's a good mark. Strong mark there in front of Wheatra.
Do you know that that's like the first time that they've actually taken a mark inside their forward 50 for this quarter? Would that be fair?
Yeah, close to it. But look, that Territory Thunder defence, Gilly, have been under siege in the last 5 minutes. They've just had repeated forward entry, and you know Tommy Motlop's kicked it out, and Aspley player's got it, and it's gone back in again. So the pressure's just continued to build, and I think the more times you get it in, the percentage say that you'll take a mark eventually.
Yeah, you're right.
Taking opportunities, let's talk about that, because Thunder had 2 shots from exactly this sort of position at the under end of the ground, converted both. They need to convert this. And they have. That's a good kick. They needed that.
They did.
They get it. They're not quite back where they want to be, but they've got a goal back.
Yeah, no, you're right, Charlie. And look, that just gives them a glimmer of hope now, you know, and they just have to go steady and just slowly try and grind Thunder down. If they can get another goal, well, that takes a goal, you know, a bit closer. So But the problem is it's going to be catch-up footy now, Brenton. And what happens when you're playing catch-up footy in the end of the third or the last quarter is time. That's going to be the issue now, time.
Yes, time can become the enemy. Aaron?
Yeah, look, just an observation there. Thomas Motlop's cramping up a bit there, which he's been an extremely important player throughout the night. So hopefully it's not too bad. He's doing a great job on Sainsbury as we speak.
And what about the rotations from these two teams? What are you seeing there?
Yeah, obviously Aspley have been pretty consistent throughout the game. I think Thunder tend to be up and about with their supporters just quietly. So, but yeah, no, the rotation is still pretty steady, and it's going to play a big part in determining who gets the win.
The kick just rolled away there from Henry Joyce.
Charlie, for Aspley to have any chance of this game, they have to kick the next goal.
Yeah,
they have to.
Agree with that. Agree with that. They haven't got a lot of time left. 25 and a half minutes gone the third term. 10 points at half time. It's 11 points at quarter time, but they got out to a 23-point lead at one stage, Thunder here, and they might go back to that. Here's the kick down towards the player down there in Julian Lockwood. Aspley win it, and the kick was intended for Little, but didn't get to him. Gee, he looked dangerous for a while, Matt Little, but he really hasn't ignited, has he, tonight?
Nah, and that, just little things like that, that probably should have found him. And their skill level, Territory Thunder's skill level is far better than Aspley.
The ball lands on the ground here, and Aspley can come away with it. Again, it's a kick under pressure. Chance here for French to get to it. But Benny Rioli gets it, and he lines it up and pumps it deep down into the forward line. Hagan with some work to do down there. Some desperate work in defence by Gross down there. Comes out to Neil Vivi, outside 50. He's going to have a long-range shot. He's going to go with a searching kick. Oh, he's done it pretty well. Tried to get it off to Liam Patrick down there. Gibson Turner wins the footy, gives it back to Patrick. Patrick got the handball away, gave it off to Lockwood. Lockwood with the kick that was smothered, ball left on the ground. Gibson Turner involved down there, and also that player there, and Liam Patrick might have been hit high. We'll get the free kick. Oh, gee, it was tough down there in the trenches. Really was. Liam Patrick gets up. A little groggy, might have copped it around the shoulders.
Yeah, no, technical there, Charlie. He probably disguised it pretty well, though, and he should kick this now.
Well, he can make the task very, very difficult for Aspley in the last term here. As the score check tells us 9-10 to 6-11. He can make that even further. He's a good kick of the footy. Measures it nicely. Kicks a goal, and he delivers. And they're taking their opportunities here, Thunder, aren't they? That's a good goal.
Yeah, Gibson Turner, he's a bit of a live wire in this third quarter. He's starting to get his hands on the football, and I spoke about his agility last week and his closing speed and his acceleration. He tried to thread the needle there and get it into Liam Patrick, and that's where the free eventuated from, and a good finish there by Liam. But just Gibson Turner's attack on the ball, Liam Patrick's attack on the ball, their intent, their urgency, they look like that they need to stand up, Gilly. We're talking about players that need to stand up and grab the game by the scruff of their neck. I think there's probably more Thunder players at this stage of the game than Aspley. Yeah,
and how good was Benny Rioli running away from the wing then? He carried the ball. He's got skill and pace.
It's 10-10 to 6-11. Get a comment from Aaron Davey in just a moment. Up went BB pretty high. Got the tap down, but Aspley get the clearance out of the middle, at least with the handball, but they didn't get the kick away. Thunder again goes searching for the footy. Now it's held up. Aaron?
Yeah, guys, obviously just dropped out again. Yeah, Benny Rioli just in front of me. It was amazing. He was actually caught out of position there, and to get his arm across, spoil it, and to follow it up and have the composure to balance up.
Tom Motlop.
He's been a big player this quarter, and the lightning bolt from Largemana, just putting us through the big sticks.
There's a good kick. So Dunn's got 4 goals and Darren Ewing's got 3, so their forwards have delivered 7 of the goals for Thunder here, and Eric Hipwood forward for Aspley, the only multiple goal scorer for that team. So these conditions, Brent, playing out there, how much will Aspley have left in the tank? I mean, they're going to be behind at three-quarter time.
Yeah, look, to be honest, I think they might struggle. It'll be a different set of conditions now to what they were used to playing the last time they came up here. The humidity's picked up, the heat's picked up, and as I said, Territory Thunder, they've trained and conditioned themselves to playing in these in this weather, so you would think that they're going to benefit from it. Territory Thunder, obviously, too, having the couple of weeks off the bye and then the first week of the final, so maybe a little bit left in their tank. But looking around the ground, I still think that there's a fair bit in John O'Paris to come off halfback. There's a lot left in Richie Tambling. There's still a bit left in Cam Islet, and I can probably see more in the reserve tanks of Territory Thunder than I can in Aspley at the moment.
Tick past 30 minutes in this third term. Ben Rioli with the kick brings it back in. Relentless pressure here from Thunder. It's been a terrific third term from them. They've kicked 4 goals in this term. They're just 2 from Aspley. And with siren time imminent, Thunder have it down in their forward line. 10-10 to 6-11. Breaks the margin is a good one. And that brings an end the 3/4 of the match. Give us your thoughts, Gilly.
Yeah, look, Thunder dominated that quarter. There's no question about it. And yeah, look, I just honestly feel that it's going to be hard for Aspley from here, but time will tell. One positive for them is they're going to the scoring end, but you know what? I don't reckon that's going to be enough. I think Thunder are over the line, Brett. What do you think?
Yeah, look, Aspley, you know, when they go in, their forward line, Hipwood's, you know, just an absolute freak and a danger target down there, but it doesn't get in there often enough and quick enough to him. Territory Thunder, I'll sing his praises now. Ben Rioli from mine, probably leading, you know, in terms of best on ground. He's just provided that mop-up defence, that run and carry. Their forward line still got a bit in their tank.
11 points at quarter time, 10 points at half time, Thunder, and 23 points at three-quarter time. They go into the final term leading by almost 4 goals. 10-10 Territory Thunder lead Aspley, 6 goals, 11.
Territory Footy from the Vault is thanks to these valued partners.
We understand that a trip in the Territory can take a little longer than a trip down south. So we'll make sure your car is insured whether you're driving it or someone else. Or you, or someone else. Or you, or someone else. Yep, you get the picture. And we get it too, because we're here too. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance. We're for Territorians and their mates.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Consider the applicable PDS before making an investment decision.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energized.
With 13-6, so they absolutely dominated the tackles. It's an interesting one. It's pretty even, 50-50, but the marks, they're even as well. But I reckon it's the quality of the possession that Thunder have had are better than Aspley possession.
Yeah, you should have effective disposal, shouldn't you? The ones that hit teammates rather than just the kick.
Well, Charlie, if they would have been spot on, they'd probably be within 1 goal by now.
Yep.
But it's, you know, hindsight, it's a funny thing, isn't it?
Aaron Motlop goes round the corner with the handball. Back out to Aaron Motlop. He's been forced back into the defensive pocket, then went with the kick. He was searching down there, tried to get it to Thomas Motlop. Thomas couldn't get it though. He's lost it. Aspley now have got the ball at their forward of the wing and in the hands of their big ruckman Forbes. He goes forward with the kick and the mark taken at 50. And he's going to play on. Short kick. It was probably not the best decision in hindsight, because it gave Ben Rioli a chance to get onto the spillage. He runs to the defensive 50, bangs it out towards the wing. Good-looking kick from him. Forbes gets under the footy, and he copped one in the face, but the umpires played the advantage here to Aspley.
Oh,
it's
great
in the
tackle.
hands of Argus. Argus caught and loses it. Kick under pressure came by Holman. You can see the sense of urgency here for the Aspley side. They've got to kick 4 goals and hold Thunder scoreless in order to win the grand final. Cameron Island's picked up a bit of an injury. He's limping. You suggested, Brenton Toy, earlier on he might have had an injury.
Yeah, well, I think flash down in the boundary might have picked up that he might have got a poke in the eye, but last week against Sydney Uni come off with a bit of bandage on and a bit of blood, so I don't know if that's still having an effect on his performance or not.
Liam Patrick for Emery. Emery from a long way out. Kicks inside 50, floating back, taking a strong mark in defence. Aspley do have it. And now they can go with a kick out towards. They've got numbers in good position. If the ball hits the target, it does. It gives it to Joyce. So Henry Joyce in the wing. And he comes back into the corridor. Kick just drops a little short. Gee, that was not a good kick, but his backup work was pretty good. He wins it. Now he's got a player running for him, and he goes to him, Wagner. Wagner takes it on the charge, gets to the edge of the square, takes the bounce at 50, gets onto the left boot, got pushed out of by Shannon Rioli. Ball lands on the edge of the square. Aspley under pressure. Cameron Islet tries to bulldoze his way out. Then he lost it. Thunder equal to the task now. They clear the kick out towards the wing. It's a good bouncing ball out there, knocked towards the boundary line. Ben Rioli doing some good work out there. Ball held up though. Spillage comes back. Aaron Motlop looking for the footy. Gets to it too. Aaron Motlop's done pretty well. Goes with a handball. Gave it to Ben Rioli. Merges with the footy from the wing. Kicks it down towards the 50-metre line. Good half. Strong mark taken in defence down there. And Aspley were able to float across and take a strong mark. Nowhere to go. And then decides to go out to his right.
They seem to be getting the ball okay, Brett. But the trouble is, when they get it to the forward line, that's what's letting them down.
Yeah,
and Charlie said that before in the third quarter.
We've seen most of it throughout the match, haven't we? That next kick is the one that caused them problems. Eilert gets there and he's lost it towards the boundary line. I still think Cameron Island's carrying a bit of an injury. You said that earlier on, I think, Brenton.
Yeah, look, they had a couple of weeks off, and I think it did him a world of good having 2 weeks off leading into the final, and he had a really tough game last night, and we know that every time he plays, because of the player that he is, he's going to receive that extra bit of attention, so always tough for Cam Eilert.
Now, this has got to sit. It does. And Payne gets it. And he goes backwards. High tackle. Ball held up. They're calling for the free kick, and I think Thunder's going to be rewarded.
Yeah, well, they're putting the pressure on, so they deserve it. There's a 50-metre penalty now. Might have been a bit of back chat.
Well, it's the last thing you want when you're down by 4 goals, to be giving away 50-metre penalties from your defensive area.
Obviously, the frustration's getting the best of Sainsbury tonight. Obviously, Thomas Motlop's done an amazing job, and he just gives a 50-metre penalty away out of frustration.
Yeah, I agree with you, Aaron. I think he's been terrific today, Thomas Motlop. He won the medal in the NEAFL Grand Final, didn't he, for best on ground? Here's Dom Barry. Kick to the pocket, got over the top, through for a minor score. And it'll be Matt Argus to bring it back into play. Can look out to his left and see Adam Hughes. Not going to go short to him. Going to have to kick and hope. He is going to go short to him. So he does that and he gives it to Adam Hughes in the back pocket. That's a good kick from Hughes.
It's dangerous, you know, but you know what they have to do? They have to start taking chances now, and if it fails, it fails. Got to go down fighting now. Here's a 50-metre penalty.
Well, Stiller has to go back. He kicked it and he turned it straight over, but that's because his teammates didn't run because they knew he had to come back and have it again. So he's got it inside defensive 50. All this has got to work for them. Everything's got to work for Aspley from this point on.
Yeah, and it's not going to happen, Charlie. Realistically, they've got an opposition. He's not going to let them do it.
Well, the danger for Thunder is to think that they've won this match and not to play the game as they've played it for these first 3 quarters.
Yeah, no, I don't think... I think Xavier Clarke would have let them know at 3/4 time, fellas. It's not over yet. We still got 30 minutes to go. Let's keep doing all the things got us where we are now. Don't go trying changing anything. Keep it how it is.
Just in terms of the stats, Charlie, probably not a huge amount in it. Total number of disposals, Territory Thunder 239 to Aspley 233. Interestingly enough, Territory Thunder 44 hit-outs to 33, so perhaps their second string ruckman getting on top of, I guess, the Aspley second string. So for mine, it's pretty even between Forbes and Smith all night, but it's the second tier coming through.
Good stats. Tell us so much about the game. Here's the handball that came away by Wagner. Whistle goes. Aspley a chance to build from here. Benrioli stands on the mark. These kicks that don't find targets, Gilly, they must be frustrating for a coach.
Oh, it is. It's very frustrating, and I certainly know what it feels like. I've been down that track myself.
It's a poor tackle, crude tackle there from Stevenson.
And that's something you can't control as a coach. You can control certain other things, but you can't control the skill level. And, you know, the players have to take over.
Well, there seems to be lots of kicks from Aspley that are actually dropping short. I mean, they get there on the half volley almost.
It might be the down weather, you know, topic, moist, slippery.
Tom Barry, Benrioli on the run. Hotly pursued out there by Nellis.
But that's not an excuse. They played here before, and they beat them here before.
That was a highly intelligent kick there by Rioli, because he had to lay it on the outside of his boot to bring it back inboard to Gibson Turner, who was on the corridor side of his opponent. So that didn't go on the left, but laid it on the outside of the boot, just lobbed it up inside to advantage for Gibson Turner, and that's all he needs. That's all these blokes from Alice Springs need, Gilly. Just to advantage, let him jump at it, let him run, take a mark.
I remember a bloke named Cyril Rioli. He used to do them kicks from the boundary, and I don't know how he did it, but he did it, Charlie.
Here's Gibson Turner from inside 50, loads up, bangs it goal, kicks the goal. The first of the last quarter. The goal that Aspley won was denied them when Thunder went to the other end of the ground. And Aaron Davey, the man just walked past you with a bottle of champagne to put it on the ice.
Yeah, I think they're good luck charm. I don't know where he is. The Thunder Master who was getting the crowd up before, he's really woken them up, because they're really behind the boys here. And a great finish there by Gibbo Turner. I hate to say it this early in the game, but I think you know, the hometown side might be getting a bit of silverware this year.
Well, they're 5 goals in front. That's the target. That's the challenge. It's uphill and you're walking in molasses, Gilly.
And I think you'll find that, Charlie, as this quarter progresses, you'll see the body language change, the change of people going down with cramps, and they'll want to fight to the last minute, but their bodies are going to say no, but their brains will be saying, keep going.
But you've got to think for Aspley here. I mean, their road to the grand final was a tough one. They had tough matches, and then they had to travel and come up here and play. It was always a big ask of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was always going to be a big ask. But the good thing about them coming here is that they've won here before.
Yep.
And if you win on someone else's turf, that's good for finals when it comes about.
Well, I think they played 3 times during the season, and it was 2-1 Thunder.
Yeah. And I think besides the heat, the conditions up here are perfect. You know, like they're not wet, they're not muddy. You know, like we get to see a reasonable, skilled game, with the exception of the humidity. But I think it's a terrific thing to be able to have the grand final here in the NT.
And the Queenslanders, they should be used to it anyway, because it's similar weather to Darwin.
Eilert to Rosier, and Rosier pumps it into the forward line and gets Ewing on a big, long lead. What's the chances of Darren Ewing going short or giving a handball?
No, I reckon it's going to be one of them ones where it falls a metre short.
Oh.
Off the goal line.
There you go. He's outside 50. He'll kick from right on 50, I reckon. Now he gets to 50 and he bangs away with that left boot.
Great kick.
Well, they've got the distance all right, but they swung away out there to the left and might have scored the result. So he's got 3 today, Ewing. 4 to Chris Dunn. They're the multiples for Thunder, and 2 to Hipwood for Aspley, the only multiple goal scorer for them. Look at that for a kick. That is an amazing kick.
I reckon they need to get Gross up around half-back, so he's kicking from half-back over centre-half forward.
Well, he kicked that from the kick-off mark to the circle in the middle, and there a chance here if this sits. Is it going to sit? Of course it's going to sit. And that's a goal. That's an amazing bit of play. That's how easy footy can be. A thumping kick that's gone 80 metres, and then the run onto the loose ball and a goal scored. Might have been there in the end, kicked by French, I reckon.
That's great leadership there by the Aspley players there, because the game's on the line. Obviously, they've got nothing to lose. They've got to really have the courage to take the game on. Straight down the middle. And like we did, they're playing percentage fee, surge it forward, and look what happened. So hopefully it gives them a bit more confidence in this last 15 minutes.
First coast goal for the night.
10 minutes gone, so still time left in it. You expect to play 20 more minutes of footy. They need, if they can kick a couple more, if.
Oh, look, anything could happen, Charlie, and you just don't know what's going to happen. But the thing is, they've got to get the next one now, so they just got to keep getting the next. They've got to actually get 3 in a row. They've got 1, they need 2, then 3.
I think that's the first bad bounce of the night there.
Yeah, look, but just on your point, Charlie, I think 20 minutes is well and truly enough time to peg this margin back and potentially get himself in front if they do what Gilly's saying and get the next goal. And if they don't, they can't let Thunder score the next one.
So they need to win it out of the middle, and they're just going to do that, I reckon, although BV did pretty well, so did Shannon Motlop. Dances with them for a second, got on the right boot, kicked to Tommy Motlop. That was great play from him. Here's the run from Thunder. They're answering the challenge, kick to the forward line. That's a magnificent kick. That's a fantastic kick from Barth, and a great mark taken down there by Gibson Turner.
I've liked his game.
And Turner's short. Gave it to a man who's in a stationary position, which is always difficult. The handover's on him. Now, they've got a loose player in the middle, and they'll get it to him, and he's able to run forward. That's Eddie Sainsbury. Sainsbury's kick again drops short. High kick down towards the forward line. Aspley under the footy. Mark taken down there. Clever play, clever mark. French takes the mark. Can kick 2 in a row.
If I was Xavier Clarke, you'd be a little bit frustrated with that decision there by Gibbo Turner. He should have just went back and slow the game down, have a shot at goal.
Well, Aaron Davey wrote them off. We'll see what he says after this kick. They can kick 2 in a hurry. He goes through and he kicks it. French gets another one. Aaron Davey, explain yourself.
Oh, look, I've been back in Darwin for a day, and I think I've been brainwashed by the local crowd here, just showing my biasness. But, look, I still think, it might be beyond their reach. But, hey, footy's a funny game and anything can happen. Like we said, there's still about 18 minutes to play.
Well, you said they need to kick 2 in a row, and they did just that, Brenton Toy.
Yep, so 2 in a row. Now the next challenge, make it 3 now.
That's it.
So you forget the 2 that you kick. You say we just got to kick the next goal.
Next one.
Well, there's an old saying my old coach used to tell us. You're only as good as your last possession, or you're only as good as your last goal.
Well, that was a good goal. The one before it was a beauty as well.
Great Neil Curley. What a legend that man.
Oh, yes. Coach David Cantilla, didn't he, I think, in the early days?
He certainly did. Had a lot to do with his influence in the game over there too.
So out of the middle, trying to get clear, Thunder. They know the importance of getting a goal here. He's Little doing some of the work. Dom Barry knocks the ball to ground. Richard Tambling works himself into position. Didn't get to the footy, though. Aspley win it again. But things are working for Aspley at the moment. Handball's pretty good from them. Here's Sainsbury with the footy on the left boot. Thumping kick inside 50. Chance to mark. Oh, big moment there. Mark wasn't taken. They have numbers at the fall of the ball. Eilert goes in and the free kick's been given away.
Oh, this is interesting.
So Aspley draw the free kick within kicking distance. They're making a real run at Thunder now. Ball in the hands here of Shaney Stiller. Is it Stiller that's got it? No, it's not. It's actually Jackson.
If you was X, would you put an extra man in the back, or would you just keep it going? You got to keep it going. You wouldn't want to go defensive. Yeah?
Jackson must kick the goal.
It's very fine, isn't it?
45-degree angle, comes in and kicks, leans back, bangs away at goal and misses. That is a very, very costly miss. In terms of momentum, it really was there with Aspley. He had the chance to kick the goal, did Nick Jackson. He missed it.
Yeah, missed opportunity there, and just information in now from the media manager from the NEAFL, Jess Webster. Official crowd, 5,889. So terrific turnout for the Territory Thunder and Aspley Grand Final.
Well, we had that broadcast, didn't we? So between 5 and 6, Brenton Toy, you said that.
Yep. I'm never wrong, Charlie.
No, you're never wrong. You're wrong. In 1968 was the last time. Here's Ryan Smith with the footy out on the wing, the ruckman. Handball was okay. Gee, that was a big let-off for Thunder. That miss by Jackson. They still have a chance here at the 50-metre line defensively. Wagner with the footy. Handball. Got it out towards Henderson. Eilert gave away the free kick a short time ago. Short kick in was pretty good. Geez, a calm play. Gave it to Dom Barry. So Barry out on the boundary line where we saw Dunn and Ewing kick goals at the other end of the ground.
Him and second grand final, 3 weeks. Played in grand final in Alice Springs, Federal, that defeated Westie. So what a year those two have had.
Good year. Let's see what he can do. He's a lefty. He kicks it and it goes for the post and stayed there.
And of course the Wanderers players as well, playing in a premiership.
Yeah, you're right. Thomas, Eddie, and
doubling up the same year.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a handy.
Oh, look at that spiral.
There it is again, that other big kick downfield, but they're awake to it this time. And underneath the ball, Justin Emery took it and then lost it. And then his second effort was pretty good, went backwards with the handball. Kick inside 50. Onto the loose ball comes James Nellis, kicked the goal in the third term. Aspley with a chance now. Down along the wing they go on the far side here at Marara. Breaking from them as Eddie Sainsbury wins it and kicks it. Sets it up for his teammate to run onto. And he gets a push in the middle of the back. Umpire ignores it and lets it go. Well, he should too. It was a free kick. There's no doubt. I called it. Woo. Oh, it was a free kick.
It was.
The crowd don't like it. It was very clear from here.
They've got time. They've got time to win this game if they're good enough.
Absolutely.
Ben Rioli can't believe it. So almost directly out in front. The kick is missed. Well, would you believe it? Henry Joyce and Nick Jackson have missed very gettable goals in this last term.
That's right. And at this stage of the game, if you're going to miss those, look, it's a harsh thing to say, but if you're going to miss them when the game is at this stage, you probably don't deserve to win. In all harshness, it's a harsh thing to say, but if you don't kick those goals, you're not going to win.
Aaron, anything from you there?
Nah, nothing here. I'm actually getting a bit nervous here. I'm glad that they're sort of missing here, but look, it's great, and it's funny now. Like, they obviously watched this game over, no doubt, after this, and the way they're playing this last quarter is simply how they should have been playing the first three quarters, and just surge it forward, get it forward, but a couple of costly misses there.
Can I ask you how important this crowd is? You're sitting there amongst them. We've just got the official crowd there at about 6,000. Here's a shot from a long way out. That looks like a goal.
Yeah, look, they're trying to get the boys up until that goal came about, Charlie. So obviously, just from my personal experience playing in the AFL, when we always played away, you'd have to make sure that you silence the crowd and don't let the crowd influence the result, which they're trying to do, but they keep responding, the Aspley Hornets.
They've come right back into this game. 18 points the difference now.
I think this is a critical period now, Gilly. We spoke about the two coaches, Johnny Blair, Xavier Clarke. I reckon there's not much you can do throughout the game, but when it gets to here...
It's the players now. Yeah, coaches can't do anymore.
I still reckon that... I don't know, that you don't want to panic from a coaching point of view.
Well, would you put a loose man back now? Would X put a loose man back?
I don't think so, unless they're going to run full, but they've never done it all year, so don't do it now, I reckon.
So 2 goals the difference all of a sudden, and we're figuring you've got probably about 10 minutes of footy left in the grand final, and just a couple of goals in it. It will be a miracle victory if they can get there, Aspley. They need to win this ball out of the middle. They can't get clear held up there by Richard Tambling and Cameron Island.
We'd have to change our initial votes, mate, if they got over the line, because they're just playing unbelievable. They're still in it, Charlie.
Well, they kick a goal and they're 1 kick away. Scramble kick out. Have Thunder used up all their energy here? Here's Little. Can he do something special? Wins the footy on the wing. Gets onto the left boot. Kicks to no one.
That's okay. That's okay.
Got it to the 50-metre line and over the boundary line.
It's in their forward 50, and that's what they want. Gives them an opportunity now to get it inside their through the big white sticks.
And the wishful crowd were saying deliberate.
No, come on. What else was he meant to do?
Just on the bench here, the big ruckman, Ryan Smith, come up a little bit sore. I don't know if it's cramps, obviously Liam Patrick, so obviously tonight's game and conditions has taken a toll on the homeboys.
Okay. Will he come back on?
Well, they're doing a bit of, urine stretching just with the neck and the hamstring, so he came off a little bit gingerly. He's holding the right sort of lower hamstring, so I don't know if it's a cramp, or I hope for their sake it is. He looks all right now, but obviously a bit dusty.
See what happens with that. Stevenson in the pack. Tambling with the kick. All Aspley here to take the mark.
The pressure's on here.
Onto the left boot they go. High kick down and towards the pocket. Almost a mark down there. Chance to take that mark was Jackson. He wants to redeem himself, but he couldn't hold that mark. Cameron Islet gets to his foot. He's a tired man. That's him there, the number 16. He won the medal, didn't he, for best on ground in a grand final?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Which you're voting on, Gilbert McAdam, aren't you?
Tonight's I am, yes.
Here's the kick, and reaching up, there's going to be a free kick there, I reckon. What's the umpire saying? Dickinson's appealing for the free kick.
It's going to come back, Charlie.
We might have a draw here tonight, guys.
This is unbelievable.
Dickinson got his hands on the ball there, and I reckon it was knocked away after he completed the mark.
If it's a draw, is it 5 minutes each way? What's the story? Because this could be a possibility.
Good point.
Where's the officials?
Back next week?
No, they can't. They've got to play 5 minutes, don't they?
Let's stay with this man, Todd Dickinson. He can make it a goal the difference. Goes for goal.
Yes!
Wow.
Unbelievable, Brenton Toy.
Wowee, they've come back with an almighty wet sail, Aspley. We saw the tide starting to turn, and they've just kept himself in it, Gilly. They haven't let the game get away. They haven't, and this is what I was saying about Johnny Blair. Potentially, he could have panicked and, tried to do too many things, but he hasn't. They've stuck to their guns. Aspley are winning the inside footy now. They're getting it in. Their forwards are getting on top of their defence, and look, they're coming home with a wet sail, and I wouldn't be writing them off.
4 goals to 1 in the last term from Aspley.
And Thunder have put a loose man back.
Oh.
It's finally happened. Is it too late? Because that's the big question. Because they've got plenty of time to win this. Aspley, if they're good enough. If I was the opposition, I'd go and stand him, stand right next to him. Exactly. I wouldn't leave him down there. I'd go and say, you get on him and stay with him.
Well, Aspley have thrown an extra man back in defence as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He needs to go back up there and stand that man, because if it goes to him, they're not going to win the game. He's no value down there.
Now they've got the mark across defensive 50. That was a good mark. Look at them. They're just playing footy like we've never seen. Here's Little will get the bounce of the footy again. He's lifted. They corral him. He kicks it back in towards the corridor. Tommy Motlop got there. Everything working for them. Handball gets across to Wagner.
Oh, no!
There he is, Gross. This is what I said. Get him up the ground.
He's going to run in and kick a goal, an open goal, and he bangs it straight through the middle. Jackson redeems himself for the miss earlier on. They are coming home at a rate of knots here.
There it is. Gavin Gross off half forward, kicked it over the line, out the back of Territory Thunder defence.
You mentioned about that spare. That was the spare that cut it off that last kick and then kicked it out here. So we've got a game on our hands, guys.
Well, it's all tied up. 11-13 apiece. Brenton Toy alongside me. He's got his head in his hands. He can't believe what's happened here. The margin was 23 points at three-quarter time.
This is all you, Aaron Davey, calling the draw.
Aaron, you should
apologies to the home fans.
No, this is outstanding. This is what we want, Aaron.
This is what football's all about, guys, so I had to spur him on.
This is the crowd now. The crowd have to start roaring and get behind them now. Come on.
The atmosphere's amazing down here now.
Scores level, crowd screaming. Up goes Vivi, got his hands on the footy. Aspley going to come away with the footy again out of the middle. Another clearance down towards the 50-metre line. Bugler gets it. He's under pressure. He kicks coolly, though. Gave it to Thomas Motlop. He can go out towards the wing if he wants. He's going to go longer instead. He goes down over the top of the wing. Ball knocked away defensively. It was parked underneath it down there with Talbot.
Sorry, Charlie. Territory Thunder, they've run out of legs, Brenton. I can't see no spring in their step. I can see spring in the Aspley players.
Well, Aspley with the momentum at the moment, and plenty of it. Push at the back from Vivi. Tamling caught in a tackle, goes to the boundary line. John Williams, who's had plenty of the footy today, nailed him. And they get involved in some little wrestles down there on the ground.
Yeah, he's been all right, Williams. He was the leading possession getter at three-quarter time for everybody across the ground.
He's played brilliant.
Cameron Islet trying to do the hard work, runs in and gets the footy. Handball comes out. Here's Little again. They've got him around the legs. He's going to get the free kick.
He's lifted, Little. Charlie, he's lifted in this quarter.
He's off. Away. He's won the footy and away he goes. Bugler in the way. Gets his hand on it. They couldn't complete the mark, though. Bugler gets hit high. He's going to get a free kick.
Oh.
Got to come back to Bugler.
That was lucky then, because Eddie Sandbury would have been off and he would have finished off with a goal. No doubt about that.
So much on the line here. Scores level in the grand final. It's a beauty at the TIO Stadium in Darwin. Ryan Smith at the back, stood back, and a terrific mark taken in front of him there by Dickinson.
He should have punched it, Brenton Toy. You're spot on.
Ruckman behind, spoil.
Actually, that's Hipwood, rather, who kicked that terrific 2 goals in the second and third quarter. Tommy Motlop tried to get the mark, couldn't get it. Finished up with Tambling. Tambling gave it off to Turner. Gibson Turner with one hand, lost the footy, then worked it across, got it in the direction there of Emery. Kick out towards the wing. Ryan Smith wins it, goes with the handball, gave it off to Rosier. Rosier chips down towards the pocket. Dunn got his hands on it, dropped the mark. Desperate work there, Aspley. They get over the top of the footy. They've got players on the outside of this pack, and now they try to get the half kick away. It didn't quite work. Rosier looked up when he should have stayed looking at the footy. Kicks it into the forward line. Good mark in defence taken back there by Stiller. Stiller quick, unloads to the other pocket.
Boys just needed to rush it behind there.
And the kick goes a little further today, but they've got it out to the half back line now, have Aspley. Short to the wing. And again, that kick just drops a little short, but gee.
They're flirting with danger, Charlie. That's what they're doing.
Stanley with the footy. Up along the wing they go. Thunder can't get it off them. You might be right, Gilly, about the legs of Thunder here.
They have, Charlie. They got no spring in their legs.
Here's this all-important, crucial kick down towards the half-forward line. As usual, will find its way to the boundary line. So they'll reset. Brenton Toy.
No, so while there's a throw-in, maybe Aaron Davey down on the line can find out what will happen, Gilly, if there is a draw. Are we back next week, or are we playing 5 minutes each way? Because we know how it works in the AFL. We're the professionals, but tough ask for, to ask guys to come back for a second week. So
Aaron, find out. It's got to be 5 each way.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it is 5 each way.
You'd think
it's extra time. Here's Dom Barry. Dom Barry on the charge. Oh, they've left the footy behind. They've picked it up, Liam Patrick. Handball was pretty good. Gave it to Shannon Rioli. Rioli kicks. He's got players everywhere in the forward line. Gibson Turner takes the mark. Crowd roars. Haven't heard a roar like that for so long here at the TIO Stadium. Oh, that was breaking play. Finishes up with Gibson Turner.
Come on, Gibson. Make Alice Springs proud. Make Luratupa proud. You can set the win up here.
28 minutes gone. Scores level until this kick. Whatever happens, he's going to put his team in front.
That's okay.
He misses. He puts them in front by a point.
All right.
7-point play.
Well, the ball's still in there, forward 50. That's okay.
Straight down the middle, they got to go.
That's probably better than a goal, Brenton, I reckon.
Here's the big kick, and a good strong mark taken there by Aaron Motlop. He can... Well, you don't want to milk the clock, do you? You want to keep possession of the footy. That's more important.
They can just kick backwards if they wanted to.
Bath.
Weitra, the full back.
He's taken a long run down towards the half-forward line. Takes the mark, Daniel Weitra.
Just kick back again. There's no need. They can just keep possession now.
Now he's going to kick long. Big pack forms down there. Can someone pull something out of this? Aspley got the half kick away. No one out to get a clear kick out of this possession, out of this pack down there. Umpire's going to have to ball it up, I reckon. They emerge with the footy. It's Gibson Turner. Gibson Turner. I reckon he's missed again. He's got another point. He's put the team 2 points in front. They're going to need a goal to win it, Aspley. They go with the long kick. Oh, it's a long kick out towards the wing on that far side. No free kick in that. Aspley trying to get possession. They can't get it. Running around them, Joyce. Ball dispossessed. Good tackle. Aspley now get possession, using each other pretty well here. Numbers at the fall of the ball. Kick down towards the 50-metre line. Big reach from the back, knocked the ball to ground. Hipwood did pretty well. Thunder get there. Ben Rioli goes to ground with the footy. He can't get it out. Comes out now for Aspley. Aspley working well here. Try to break their way through. Courageous tackle from Aaron Motlop. Couldn't get the man to ground, though, going down with the footy down there, Aspley. They let the play go on, didn't they, the umpires? And getting up there from
they should just all run back. Yeah, I was going to say,
seconds,
push down.
Get 18 players around the ball.
Yeah,
Don't let any free possession come out.
30 minutes gone. They need a goal to win it, Aspley. They've got it where they want it. It's inside 50. Can they rush through a minor score here to get possession of the footy, Thunder? Would make some sense to do that.
Oh, no!
Desperate footy at the 50-metre line again. Thunder trying to get their hands on it. Rolls towards the boundary line, stays in. Little there as well. Kick came out by Toy. And he's kicked it out of bounds.
That's probably the best
deep in the
result
forward
because the clock
pocket.
stops. Clock stops, yep.
But he actually could have hit that bloke on the chest end, but he didn't see him in the corner of the eye.
30 minutes gone and a bit. In fact, nearly 31 minutes.
It's been 31 and a half every quarter just about, Charlie, so that gives some indication it could be 40 seconds to go.
Ben Rioli, the kick out of bounds on the full. Oh, no! I reckon here's a chance. 2 points the difference. Well, you don't kick goals from there. That is the toughest place on the ground to kick a goal from.
And the left footer at that.
Well...
He's a left footer too.
But I honestly believe it's easier to kick it from that side than the other side because you've got a bit of daylight this side.
Well, if he kicks this, they'll win this grand final. And they'll carve a statue of him. He's got the ball in his hands. Gavin Gross, he's a good kicker of footy. He goes for goal.
Oh, there it is.
And the siren goes. I reckon he got a point right on the siren. And it's going to count in the score. The result's going to be 1 point. The result's going to be 1 point.
Great game.
Thunder record an incredible victory. And Aspley take nothing away from them when we thought it was all gone for them. And they put on a remarkable last quarter. Gilbert McAdam.
Oh, Charlie, great game of football. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else in Australia.
Yeah, the last quarter was fairly intense. It was fairly interesting. I think we went into three-quarter time with a good lead, 5-goal lead, and we may have even kicked the first goal of the last quarter from memory to put us up by about 30 points. And not that we were relaxed. I think we thought this is, if we can keep this momentum, we should be okay here. But to Aspley's credit, like I said, under John Blair is a great coach, and we knew the year before that they'd come back from a 30-point. Being down at three-quarter time to beat the Swans in the grand final as well. So we knew that they had that in them. So we were very wary of that and conscious of that. So we just knew if we keep playing our way, we could get the win. But good teams bounced back, and they did. And I think it was a 28-minute mark. It was eventually a draw, and the coach's box was pretty intense. As you can imagine. The crowd was going absolutely nuts. I think we had 6,000, 7,000, screaming NT Thunder fans there, which was fantastic. I think Gibson Turner had 2 shots on goal in the dying minutes to kick 2 points to put us 2 points up. And I remember clearly, I think Sammy Talbot had the ball and got tackled as he kicked it. The ball went out of bounds on the full. And Gavin Gross from Aspley had a shot on goal as the siren went and missed. So we just, when the siren went, it was pretty chaos. Everyone was up and about the coach's box. Everyone was hugging each other, and it was just great to see the boys out on the oval, fall to the ground in I guess celebration and hugging each other. It was just a great scene, and obviously after the game it was fantastic to walk away with the win. Yeah, he's pretty good, Dunny. He was great. He had a great year, Dunny. I can't remember how many goals he kicked. I think it might have been 40 or 50 goals for the year as a small forward, which is a fair effort, considering that Buff mainly kicks all our goals. Dunny was certainly, had a fantastic year, and the grand final was no exception. His running ability to be able to get up and down the ground, by memory, I think he kicked 5 in that grand final, which is a great effort in itself. But like I said, he was well supported by guys around him. But his efforts on that day certainly was rewarded for a best on ground performance, and it was great to see him being able to get that. It is a shame to see the Thunder not in the competition anymore. And it was a short history, but I think it was certainly a lot of memories were made. I was fortunate enough to coach for 3 years. My time there was certainly very memorable. I learned a lot as a coach, being my first coaching role, which set me up to be able to go into what I'm currently doing today. So it certainly was great memories. Like I said, it'd be great to see them still running around now in some form of competition, whether it's a NEAFL or not going forward. But look, even just looking at the guys that had great time playing, your Cam Ollitt's, Darren Ewings, our young guys that come through and played as well, Ryan Nyhouse, who played in that 2015 grand final, then got rookie to Freo the year after. So I think those memories certainly are the ones that outweigh sometimes winning the premiership, even though that's good. But I guess the friendships and the memories you make are certainly the ones that you remember for a long time. I guess if you ask me if the NT Thunder have enough talent to be able to compete at a high level, whether it's a state league competition, my answer is yes. So I'd love to see that happen again in the future. What that form looks like, I'm not too sure, but it'll be great to see the NT jumper running around at state league level again for sure.